Test, test. Can you hear me? Hello. What's up, Chris? What's up, Cody? What's going on, Braden? Alright, I feel like we're good, chat. I hope there's a little difference here. Hopefully you guys see a little bit of difference here. It's looking a little bit better. Clip, what's going on? Check, check. Can you guys hear me? Let me mute my notifications here, chat. Perfect. All right, chat, let's see if this works. Boom. Now let's see if you guys go Phillies tonight. I don't know. Let me make sure that you guys can see me. It's a little bit delayed, chat, but that's not the end of the world. Setup is crazy. What's up, Jack? Jack, you missed my intro. I'm going to put it on again, just real quick. I want to show you guys my intro. I changed up the whole streaming stuff, guys. So there is also notifications, too. So if someone subscribes during the live stream, if someone becomes a member during the live stream, if someone does a super chat during the live stream, we have all new notifications. They're pretty cool. So we'll try them out a little bit, but man, it feels good to be live, chat. It feels really good to be live. What's up, Griffin? I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I'm very selfishly going to root for the Astros tonight. And before you guys get mad at me, let me tell you why. Because of the fact that if the Astros lose 3 games in a row and they lose and they're done, the World Series is done on Friday, that means that the news about Xander Bogaerts is probably going to come out while I'm on vacation, and that can't happen. So we are going to have to hope and pray that this game goes back to 5-6 games, something like that. I need to go to 6 games at least. Change up the lighting a little bit, chat. Oh, man, this feels so good. I miss streaming. I miss talking to you guys. It's not as live, which I don't like. It's not as live. Red Seat Radio is alive and kicking for the World Series. Oh, no, chat. What is going on here? I need to fix that. Oh, no. I have no idea how to fix that. For whoever subscribed, thank you. I think that was a subscription stuff. I have no idea. I have absolutely no clue. I need to figure that out real quick. We're going to figure that out right now, actually. Oh, it's showing all the membership stuff. Those are the alerts, chat. For those of you who do not know, those are the alerts that I was talking about. They're just going through literally everything right now, so I may have to mute this. I didn't realize it was going to go through everything. But I was trying something new, trying to get, the chats in there and stuff like that, so. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I forgot to tell you guys. All new emotes, too. Yep, all new emotes. I got rid of the home run derby cart because obviously the home run derby cart is not a thing anymore. And I got rid of the Tyler Danish stuff because Tyler Danish isn't here. You did find the new emojis. Yes, Jack, you found the new emojis. I'm very happy with them. What do you guys think? We got the Doogie headband and we got the backwards K. I'm a big fan of the backwards K, personally. Big fan of the backwards K. Hold on, chat. I gotta plug in my There we go. Let me pull this out. Let me get this going. You like the K? Yeah, I'm a big fan of the backwards K. I watched this guy on YouTube that says the Red Sox have no leadoff hitter and they should let Bogey Watt and get Trey Turner. Really? I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I think that the Red Sox should keep Xander and get a leadoff hitter. That seems like a better idea. That seems like a better idea for me. But hey, what do I know, right? I'm just a YouTuber. Hopefully this game works. I got it pulled up. I've had it pulled up like all day. I think this is it. Oh yeah, we're in. What's going on, Echo? Now Verdugo's getting traded. That would be my luck. We're gonna have to figure that out. I don't know what we're gonna do if yeah. We should re-sign Benny. Benny wouldn't be a bad leadoff hitter if he's just strictly a leadoff hitter, right? If he doesn't try to do that power thing he did back when we were when he had that terrible season 2020, I'm all right with bringing Benny back for sure. I just don't know if that's what the Red Sox are going for. Like what I did my retool. Yes, I'm a big fan, Griffin. You're always very in depth with everything. Everything makes sense. You have a lot of there's always what's the word I'm looking for? Reasoning behind everything you do. So yes, I always love looking at your retools. I'm going to take a deeper look once the offseason starts. I'm going to compare sort of what I think the Red Sox are going to look like going into 2023 to what you are, and then we'll go back and forth a little bit. But yeah, as of right now, I really like it. If you want to link it in the chat, you can go for it for sure. Suggestions for a leadoff hitter? I wouldn't mind. See, this is the problem with the my only problem with Rafael Devers hitting second is that you can't put Alex Verdugo, because I would love to see Alex Verdugo in the leadoff spot. I think Verdugo is the perfect leadoff guy. He's not super powerful, but he does have the sort of charisma, right? Not charisma, contact. That's the word I'm looking for. He has the type of contact you want in a leadoff guy. The problem is you can't put Rafi right after him. So that's the problem. Altuve, I am good trying to get Altuve. Hoping the Sox come out the gate hot like the Bruins. Yeah, the Bruins are the best team in the NHL right now, right? They're going nuts. I'd be in with that. That'd be fantastic. I just want a hot start. I want a good season next year, competitive season. That's all I want. If the Red Sox don't spend $80 million plus worth on contracts for 2022 this offseason, I'll be disappointed. I think a lot of people will be disappointed. I mean, it just makes sense that they spend a lot of money this year. They have to, right? Like you physically, you have to spend money or you're just not going to have a full team. And you can't go into 2023 looking like you did in 2022 or Red Sox Nation's going to implode on itself. Absolutely implode on itself. 25 pages worth of reasoning. Yeah, it was a long read, Griffin. But I'm not going to argue with anything you put in there because, again, all of your reasoning makes sense. There's stuff I personally wouldn't do, but I understand the reasoning behind it. Did Altuve get a hit? No. What about Arroyo if he's playing well? The problem with Arroyo is there's not really anywhere to put him in an everyday spot. That'd be my issue. Other than that, I think it's a fantastic idea, especially if he's hitting well. But you have to find a spot for him to play every single day, and that just might not be possible. However, if Arroyo is coming out the gate swinging and he's swinging hot, there is a chance that at some point they find a way to move him into every single day, you know? Marsh has more hair than Chewbacca. Yeah, Marsh looks like a caveman. I kind of love the look. It's so hard to not want this Philly team to win. It's so hard to not want this Phillies team to win. Wish list. Bogarts re-signed, Carlos Rodon signing, Edwin Diaz signing, Mitch Haniger for the outfield. The only one I would argue with is Edwin Diaz. And the only reason I say that is because I think his contract's going to be absurd. I also don't think the Mets are going to want to let him go, especially after all of the publicity he gave them this season. Especially with the publicity he gave them this season, I don't think they're going to let him go. So, in my opinion, Edwin Diaz would be such a hard get. You would have to pay him a lot of money to move on from the Mets. So, other than that, yeah, fantastic. I like Haniger for the outfield. There are a lot of options for the outfield, to be honest with you. I like Trey Mancini as a guy who's a DH most of the time but can play outfield, right? Like kind of like JD Martinez did a little bit in 2019, right, where he played the outfield a little bit. That wouldn't be a bad move. Obviously, I'm all in on Bogarts. Like I said, I'm selfishly looking for the Astros to win at least one of these 3 home games so that the news of Xander Bogaerts opting out doesn't happen when I'm on vacation, because that'll ruin me because I can't make a video until Sunday. I'm gone Friday through Sunday, so it'll be impossible for me to make a video. But in the event that does happen, I do have one of those microphones that you hook up to your phone. So if big news comes out about Xander, Devers, or whatever once the World Series ends, I'm going to try to make a video. It's my anniversary, so it's going to be pretty hard for me to do that. But if it's big news, maybe I convince Jess. That's it. Other than that, though, I am MIA for this weekend. Every move is based off the previous one. Even the poor 16-year-olds getting traded. Yeah, you're trading everybody. I'm rooting for the Phillies because my father is a Phils fan. That's awesome. Let's see. Maybe the outfield. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Arroyo was. He had a really big public moment of being bad in the outfield, but in total, he really wasn't terrible in the outfield. Like, I could see them trying it one more time to be like, hey, just in case, but I don't think they want to put him in it every day. If the Red Sox go into 2023 with Christian Arroyo as their third outfielder, they did not do the offseason correctly, in my opinion. Bring back Bogarts? Yeah. I think that's universal. Everyone wants Xander Bogaerts. That's why since the season ended, I've had Xander Bogaerts in the extend Rafael Devers shirt. That's why it's a wish, Corbin. Touche, TJ. Something more likely. Paxton returns, Walker returns, JBJ returns a third year, and Matt Barnes gets another chance at closer. Oh, Jordan just missed that ball. Oh my God, that ball was tanked. Yeah, Paxton's an interesting one. That's a video we're going to have to get into. I think Walker returns, yes. JBJ, God, no. I love JBJ as a person. Please, no. And I don't think they give Matt Barnes another chance at closer. You simply cannot trust him as a closer. So, yeah, Paxton's interesting, though, man. Paxton's really interesting. I've been trying to figure out, did Jordan slice that? Is that going to be a double or a single? That'd be a single for Jordan. You know who I would love the Red Sox to get? Jordan Alvarez. That'd be insane. Can I take over the channel? For a day? Maybe. It makes you miss Renfroe? Yeah, I know. That trade, excuse me. There's no real defending that trade anymore. It sucks. But there is a chance the Red Sox go out and get him back once he hits arbitration or finishes arbitration, becomes a free agent, which is the 2024 offseason. So maybe they get a stopgap and then they sign Renfroe for a couple of years. I don't know. I'm rooting for the Phillies because Astros stink. Yeah, this is one of those World Series where I don't really care who wins. Like I like the vibe that the Phillies have. I do. I love it. But I also this is going to sound terrible as a Red Sox fan. I want to see the Astros get a legitimate World Series. I know that sounds terrible, but I do. Yeah, TJ, going into the season with Sale 1 and Paxton 2, you can't do that. Not after the pitching performance you gave in 2022. I mean, a lot of baseball too is just PR, right? It's just it's an entertainment business. If you aren't being entertaining, you're not doing your job right. So for the Red Sox to go into 2022 being like, hey, we're going to try and see if Chris Sale can stay healthy for an entire year. Oh, and Paxton, the guy who has not pitched in 2 years, we're going to see if he can do well too. Like that, that's too many question marks in a rotation for it to be 1 and 2. Now, if the Red Sox, they go out and they get a bona fide ace, and then they have Sale and they re-sign Paxton, and they say, look, we're going to put Sale at 2 hypothetically for right now. And we're going to have Paxton as maybe the 6th option, somewhere around there, right? Maybe he comes in, he does a little bit of spot relief, he does a little bit of rotation work, stuff like that. Then I'd be all right with it. But yeah, you can't do it. Astros have consistently been the best AL team for well over 5 years. Yeah. Well over 5 years. I mean, what is this? Their 6th straight ALCS, right? Come on, Bregman, run. What's up, Iman? Iman, am I saying your name wrong? I was talking to someone the other day about I was talking to someone the other day about watching these live streams, and they said I was pronouncing your name wrong. So if I am, please correct me. I feel terrible. But anyways, I've already said this. I'll say it one more time though, just in case everyone's clear. I'm rooting for the Astros tonight and tomorrow night. Why? Before you guys crush me, because if the Phillies sweep, they win all 3 games at home, then they win the World Series and free agency starts. Or people can start opting out and news can start coming out again starting Saturday, which means I cannot make content because I'll be away. So I'm rooting for the Astros to take at least one of these games, selfishly. But personally, I want the Phillies to win the World Series. It's pretty fun. They're a fun team. Amon. This whole time, you didn't correct me once. I'm a little offended, if I'm being totally honest. I'm a little offended. You didn't, not once did you correct me. I was convinced your name was Iman. What are your thoughts on signing Brandon Nimmo if he's not back with the Mets? See, that would be a great leadoff. If the Red Sox are truly not trying to get a ultra power team in here, then yeah, I'm in on getting I'm fully in on getting Brandon Nimmo on this team if they're looking to get a leadoff hitter. The problem, again, like we talked about with Verdugo being leadoff, is that you want your best hitter to be in that 2nd spot, regardless of whether or not they extend him. Rafael Devers still has another year, so you're going left, and then probably right, which isn't great lineup makeup unless you want to put Devers at 3 and have, if you re-sign Xander, have him 2. Maybe you go Kike 2. Maybe you go Arroyo maybe 2. Trevor Story at 2, right? So I like the idea of Nimmo. I don't know where he fits in with this lineup, though. That's my problem with it. If the Red Sox are going to go after contact hitting outfielders, my thought is that it would have to be someone who's a right-handed contact hitter. But again, you could just rework the lineup. It's better to have all that talent and figure it out than not have the talent and have to scrap it together. Does that make sense? If Sale's healthy, not the next team bus driver, how many innings can we reasonably expect from a guy who hasn't pitched a full season in 5 years? Not a ton. What is the average length of innings? It sounds like Eamon. Eamon, I know your name always gets chopped up, but you've been in this chat for what? And every time we've done live streams, you're a member of this channel. I feel like an a-hole. I feel terrible. Next time, correct me. If I'm pronouncing someone's name wrong, please do not be afraid to be like, hey, idiot. It's like this. All right, chat. We're live, which means Kyle Schwarber's going yard. Yeah. Nimmo is also a capable outfielder too, which is definitely a plus, right? Always a plus to have a capable outfielder. Oof, Kyle Schwarber swinging at junk. That's not normal. Wish list. Bogey extension, yes. Adolis Garcia for the outfield could be interesting. Would love that. Rodon, yeah. A big fan of Rodon signing here. I like Chris Bassett too. Um, Diaz, yeah, we talked about Diaz. And Mancini. I would love Mancini, yeah, personally. Xander's going to the Dodgers, the Yankees. Hello, Eric. Hello, Eric. Correction, Corbin, masshole. Yeah. I guess I do have to start saying that now. I've been living here long enough. I've been hearing about Abreu and the Red Sox and the DH possibility, but why not just re-sign JD if that's the plan? Yanni, that's going to be my video coming out tomorrow. I'm going to put a video out tomorrow because I saw that rumor as well. Fellow YouTuber, by the way, I Talk Studios broke that news. So, but just for the people in this chat, I'm with you, Griffin, and Yanni. It makes sense. Also, Yanni, I just did a whole speech about how if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, please tell me. Either way, back to the Jose Abreu stuff. I like, what is the difference between JD Martinez and Jose Abreu? Like, legitimate difference. What's the difference? It can't be that much, right? Maybe his on base stuff is better, but if you're gonna re-sign a guy whose power numbers have dropped drastically, I'm just gonna compare their 2022 seasons. Let's see. It's loading. Hold on, chat. All right, so his OPS, Abreu's OPS plus is much better. He had more RBIs but less home runs. Three less. I mean, you're essentially getting. He had a little bit of a higher batting average, 305 versus 274 for JD. OPS was not much higher, but higher. And he played in 9 more games. Like that's nuts. So you're essentially getting the same player for probably the same amount of money. Yeah, there you go, Griffin. It's a 2-year opt-in. So if Tommy Pham does opt in, it's technically both, Eric. It's $6 million each year, but it's $12 million total. Or he does have the $4 million buyout. Johnny, these are 2 names in a. I have been streaming with you guys for a year. This channel has been on YouTube for a year. And I've now pronounced 2 names wrong. Is there anyone else's name I'm pronouncing wrong? TJ, are you actually TJ? I don't know. JD likely to take a lower contract. I would assume maybe. It depends on what the market looks like, right? Again, there are some people, Eric, who don't think that JD has any value anymore. But I wouldn't be shocked. Yuli probably should have had that ball, huh? That might be a difference maker here. Especially if he goes yard or something. What are you doing? Yeah, it depends on what JD wants to do. I saw some rumors that the Marlins are already interested in JD. I saw some rumors that there was someone else too. There were 2 other teams. But the one that comes to mind right off the bat is the Marlins want to improve their offense. So I guess it kind of depends on what JD's market looks like. If it is actually pronounced Tay-G, I'm going to be heated. What's up, Peter? Even though he's having a terrible postseason, Mancini could be brought in DH. Yeah, Mancini's been a popular option tonight. I would like Mancini on the team for sure. Yeah, Mancini would be a great option for sure. I'm all in on Mancini. He's a decent contact guy. Did he have a decent season? I wasn't really paying attention to his season. Griffin's suspending me from the podcast or from the channel. Great. Yeah, Mancini. Yeah, Mancini didn't have a good year power wise either. I guess he didn't play a ton of games, but still, man, that's oosh. I'm just telling people it's my anniversary, Griffin. We all know who runs the channel. JD was hitting like 380 at one point, but I think they wanted him to be a power hitter, and then his numbers crashed. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think my personal problem with JD was the fact that his home run numbers are down, because that was a thing all throughout the team, right? That seemed more like a team issue than a personal issue, in my opinion. What bothered me about JD is that for the second year in a row, in the second half of the season, he had a fantastic first half of the season, and then second half of the season, he just disappears when you need him, right? Because when we started the second half, we were only 2-3 games out of the wild card, and then nothing, right? And obviously, some of that had to do with injuries, some of that had to do with other stuff, but my problem with JD was the fact that he went missing for the second year in a row in a second half where you really needed him. Again, he wasn't the only one to do that, but he was one of the leading factors. I mean, he had a terrible August. He had a terrible stuff. It's just, but for the second year in a row, it's starting to become a pattern, and that's where my problem lies. If the 2021 Red Sox had Mookie Betts, they 100% win the World Series. Obviously, Mookie has not been very good in the postseason. Pretty much his entire career. Went missing basically in 2018, right? He did nothing. I mean, he probably had some big hits from, I don't even remember, dude. That's crazy. But he hasn't really done anything postseason wise since, at least. So, but either way, the fact of having Mookie, Schwarber, Xander, JD, and Devers, I mean, that's insane. You're right. It's just like the Phillies. Didn't JD have a hip problem that declined power? Yeah, he stated at the end of the year that he knew exactly what was going on with his hip, but that could also be something of a could be something of a play, right, in free agency. If you're going into a free agent and your agency and you're like, I don't know what happened, man, I just couldn't hit the ball out of the yard, right? That probably doesn't look good going forward. But if you sit there and you say, no, I know exactly what the problem is, I'm going to fix it this offseason, I'm going to come back in, I'm going to look like 2019, right? Then it becomes a little bit more appealing, because teams are like, okay, he knows what the problem is, he knows how to fix it. So that's my only questioning with the whole JD hip problem. You could tell he was injured, yes, and there were points where he just couldn't play. So it definitely was an injury, but I don't know if that's the exact reason why his numbers weren't what they should have been this year. I wasn't going to say anything, but Jack is actually pronounced as Sir Augustus Thaddeus Romanov. I'll remember that, Sir Augustus. An elephant, that's what I was laughing at earlier. An elephant inflicted injury hindered JD's production second half. Yeah, dude loves elephants. What do you think the chances are we trade for Alexis Diaz? I was looking up his stats while I was talking too, by the way. He had an excellent 2022 season. So maybe Cincinnati makes sense. Man, why was this guy not? I mean, that's insane. His strikeouts per nine, 11.7. ERA plus 244. ERA 184. That's nuts. But his FIP is pretty high at 332, so there could be some luck involved with that as well. Not a bad guy, especially if you want to talk about, 20 games finished in 69 appearances or 59 appearances. Could be a pretty decent option, Nate. Not going to lie to you. I don't know how expensive it'll be or what his value is. I've kind of given up on trade values. You traded for Alexis Diaz? That's right. Look at that. Great minds think alike. You and Nate. I would be down with Alexis Diaz. I mean, that makes sense. All the stuff is kind of there. Even if his FIP kind of goes up to 3.32, that's still a very decent middle reliever. You think Johnny thinks JD will look good in the Cardinals uni next year? I would be kind of surprised if the Cardinals go after him. Yeah, Jack. That's a huge thing because you can't get. Dude, Kyle Tucker is a beast. It's crazy. He's so good, Kyle Tucker. He might be the most underrated player in baseball. Yeah, Eamon, I think you're right. I think a lot of people think the same way you do. I there's a way to bring JD back where I wouldn't be upset. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I think there's a way for him to come back, but I think overall, I think you're right. I think the Red Sox do need to move on. Jack's saying the same thing, where it's time to move on. Yeah, I would agree generally. To replace Pujols with the Cardinals, left you got O'Neill, center you got Carlson, right you got Newt. DH, yeah, that's pretty deadly too. The Cardinals they were like one or two pieces away, to be honest with you. Plus, didn't they? They were the ones who faced the Phillies first. Yeah. Story could replace the old JD if he's healthy and hits for higher average. Um, I think the landscape of Red Sox home runs and whatnot would look so much different if Trevor Story played a full season. Genuinely, he would be a Gold Glove defender. He'd probably have 20 steals, at least 20 home runs. Oh, come on, Christian, baby. Probably 20-ish home runs, probably close in the mid 80s for RBIs. I mean, you're looking at an entirely different team with Trevor Story's healthy the whole year. What are the Red Sox needs in priority? Are you so here's the way I look at it, Eric. They need to focus on, look at Christian Vasquez wearing it. That a baby. That baby Vasquez. It's my king right there. Um, they need to focus on pitching, right? Because even if the Red Sox aren't a home run dominant team, they could still get runs across the board. If they can't keep the ball within the yard, that's a problem, right? They had the sixth worst ERA in all of baseball last year. Sixth worst. Not a single team in the top 10 made the postseason. It's like that needs to be a priority. Needs to be a priority. So that's my number one priority, Eric. Number two would probably be, so pitching is in general, so I'd be starting and relieving. I'd probably go starting and then relieving, even though that sounds insane. I think the starting pitching is going to look so much different next year. You need to make sure that's done right. You need to make sure your bullpen is fully set up, because if you go into 2023 like you did into 2022, where there's not certain roles, you don't know exactly who's going to be in the pen, who's going to be in the rotation, that's disaster. And then after that, make sure Xander Bogaerts comes back. I know there are people who don't want him back. I will die on the hill of getting Xander Bogaerts back. And then you need to focus on getting someone to fill in the JD slot. Because even if Trevor Story hits 20, 25 home runs, really all he was doing was replacing Hunter Renfroe, Kyle Schwarber, those guys. So you still need to fill the void of JD Martinez. So you need to figure out some way around that. Either that is getting a full-time DH, having a versatile DH, getting a guy who plays mostly DH, can play the field, whatever, right? That needs to be taken care of too. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Pitching, starting, relieving, Xander, and then everything else. Let's be blunt, are the Red Sox legitimately contending? Oh, wait, I missed this one from Eamon. What do you think JD gets in the open market? 1 year, $10 million or more? I would say I would say he gets 2 years. I think it'll be around. I don't think he's in the league more than 3 years longer. I don't. JD doesn't strike me as a guy who. JD doesn't strike me as a guy who is going to want to play until he can't physically play anymore. I think he's going to know when his time is up. I think he's just that type of player. So I think you're getting 2 years. I would say around the 20 million mark, just based on prestige alone, basically, right? And the hope that he comes back. So I think the 1 year, 10 million is right around where I would put him. Okay, now Jack. Let's be blunt. Are the Red Sox are legitimately contending in 2023? I think if the right moves are made and you start to see, some of these other teams in the AL fall off a little bit, right? Like I don't think the Rays are going to be as dominant next year. If the Yankees lose Aaron Judge, they're screwed, right? So there's a little tiny bit of a window. I think the Orioles are still a little bit ways away. So, yeah, I think there's a little bit of window opportunity to push yourself up in the division if you do the offseason right, which is basically what we're waiting on. You have to make sure you do this offseason right, or you're not going to be in contention. You're going to have to go into full rebuild mode, which means most likely not having Devers, definitely not having Xander. You're probably going to have to trade away some pieces to get some pieces in. Like, it's just, good Lord, So this offseason's an important one for sure, Jack. It does seem like Amen. Yes, it does. It seems like former Red Sox win World Series every year. Yeah. Would I welcome a Benny return? I would welcome a Benny return on the basis that they fill other holes better. Does that make sense? Like if their solution to the DH outfield problem is just Benny, and then we're gonna rotate him and Christian Arroyo. That's not a good look. But if they go out and they get a Mitch Haniger, they go out and they get a Trey Mancini, they go out and they get someone like that, right, where you have the DH problem fixed, and maybe that brings in a little bit of power. Now you need a guy who can consistently get on base. Sure, I'm all in a Benny return. Do you think they bring in the Japanese pitcher Senga? I don't know. Well, Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know too much about him, truthfully, Peter. I don't know a whole lot about Senga. I don't know if he's going to want to come to the MLB or not. I have no idea. But hey, man, if he could pitch well, there have been some fantastic Japanese players coming. Seiya Suzuki had a great year. A little bit of an underrated year because he got injured. But he was looking like a NL Rookie of the Year frontrunner for a little bit. Is Eovaldi coming back? My heart says it. My heart wants him to come back. Realistically, I don't think so. We've heard so many rumors about the Texas Rangers, who have a terrible pitching system, by the way, one of the worst in baseball. They have already come out and said that is going to be our focus this offseason. Kevin Pilecki's down there. Nate Eovaldi's from Texas. I could see them offering him a better deal. I don't see Vasquez, JD, or Eovaldi being on the team next year. Nate could come back. He'd be on a team-friendly deal for 2 years, but I think we're replaced from within. I'll get to you in a second, Griffin. Yeah, like I said, I don't think Vasquez comes back. I would love to see Vasquez come back. I don't think he does. Although if the Red Sox do want to make a bigger trade to get some power, whatever, pitching, whatever, I could see Connor Wong ending up in there, which would open the door for a Vasquez return. It just depends on what they want to do this offseason. They want to ride with the younger guys? Good Lord, Aaron Nola. Good Lord. So there's a world where I could see Vasquez coming in. There's a world where there's more of a world where I could see Vasquez not being here. Mookie trade will still on us. Yeah, that Mookie trade will go down as one of the. I mean, you were never going to win that trade. It's going to go down as one of the worst Red Sox trades, I think, personally. We finished last with Eovaldi. With Bogarts and Devers. Imagine that. We finished last with Bogarts and Devers. Imagine without him. Yeah, I don't want to. We shouldn't have to. Yeah, the Cassis knee injury. I've been keeping updated on that. It looks like it looks like he's going to be back and pretty soon here. I don't think he's going to be out for super long. Yeah, he'll be ready by spring training. There's no way he's still injured in March or February, whenever it starts. End of February. Yeah, it is very easy to be underrated on a poor Cubs team. You're right, Jack. But Seiya had a good rookie season, man. All right, Griffin. Give me the lowdown on Senga. I'd rather have Waka back. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, the Waka series. I know the Red Sox already expressed that they're very interested in getting Waka back. My question is, what is Waka looking for? Because I don't want to give Waka a 4-year deal. I don't think he'll be able to sustain success for 4 years. 2 years? Yes. 3 years with a team option? Yes. But 4 years straight up, you've given him, what, 13 mil a year, something like that? No, I don't want Waka back. It's just so many different. What is this commercial? Are you guys watching this right now? Does anyone like cranberry sauce from a can? I do not. They reported today that Cassis' injury is worse than first reported. I saw that they're still maintaining that there was nothing on the MRI, and he's going to get. He's just going home to rest for a little bit, and then he'll be fine. Let me see. Let me see what I got here. Let me read here. Let's get an update on Tristan Casas, shall we? Red Sox beat writer Max Cerullo reported that Casas underwent an MRI in Boston. Everything looked good. He also noted that the 22-year-old is expected to join the Tigers del Licey Dominican League team at some point soon. Casas is going to be a major. The knee injury likely will just be a bump in the road for Casas, even if there is a minor setback involved. Yeah, there's just too much time in between now and February for it to fully affect it. So I think he'll be all right, Frank. It's definitely something to keep an eye on, though. Aaron Judge coming to Boston. Seth Lugo, Walkup, Bassett, Fulmer, Michael Brantley. Let's do it. On a broader level, who had the worst offseason? Dodgers just can't win in October. Yankees lucky to get past Cleveland. Mets fell apart. Oh man, who had the worst? It has to be the Dodgers. It has to be. They set a MLB record for highest wins in two seasons, right? Wasn't it something like crazy like that? And they got bounced first round by a Padres team that they owned during the regular season. It has to be the Dodgers. Has to be. I mean, the Mets are a close second because the Mets had a lead most of the year, but the Braves didn't do much either. Yeah, it has to be. Simply has to be. You got to pitch around Bryce Harper, by the way. But yeah, in my opinion, Jack, it has to be the Dodgers who had the worst postseason. Give Walker the qualifying offer for 1 year just to see if last season was real or not. Probably should have had that pitch. 3-2 on Harper, not great. The problem with the qualifying offer is I don't know if you want to spend $19 million a year on Michael Wacha, right? Who at most is a 3-hitter or three pitcher, right? Even at his best this year, if our team was fully healthy and the entire team performed as they should have, he was slotted even with that performance to be our 3-hole pitcher. So 19 mil's a lot for that. Obviously, the Red Sox, you're supposed to be spending big money, blah, blah, blah. But if you could get Walker on a 2-year, $20 million deal, right? That might look a little bit better, in my opinion. Would I sign Judge if I was a GM? I mean, it's a good it really is a tricky question, the Aaron Judge thing, because it would fix both outfield, the corner outfield position, and it would fix the power problem. I just don't know if sinking that much into a player is going to be, because the Yankees are going to be paying out the butt to get Aaron Judge. They cannot lose Aaron Judge. You simply can't, especially after finishing the season the way they did. You cannot lose Aaron Judge. So they're going to be willing to pay a lot of money. It's going to take a lot of money to get him here. So, it's going to be tough. Yeah, I mean, talent-wise, yeah, obviously I would take Aaron Judge, but just like with every other working of a team, I don't know if Aaron Judge fits with the Sox. According to my friend who is a Sox scout, lives in Japan, he says Senga is the most ready international pitcher on the market. 4 pitches, fastball, curveball, changeup, slider with a developing forkball. Great zone command. Interesting. I mean, yeah, I'd be down. Let's get another like early Daisuke Matsuzaka. What's up, Phillies? Congratulations on being in the World Series, man. I think most Red Sox fans are rooting for you. Yankees are too cheap. They're not signing Judge. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Judge goes somewhere else. Totally honest with you. I don't know. I could see it. Yeah, Judge to San Francisco seems like the big one here. Yeah, the fact that the Yankees botched the Aaron Judge thing makes you feel a little bit better about the Devers Xander thing. A little bit. If this entire chat were front office of the Red Sox, we would have 5 straight World Series minimum. If this entire chat would be was in charge of the Red Sox, all we would do is argue about everything. We would never be able to sign anybody because half of us would be like, hell yeah. The other half of us would be like, oh no, please God, no, do not do that. We'd just never get anything done. Judge going to San Francisco or the Mets. Yeah, the Dodgers have expressed interest in Aaron Judge. Maybe that's how you fix the Dodgers, Jack. Do you go out and you get an Aaron Judge type? I don't know. What's up, T5? Like, if you're the Dodgers, what do you do to fix yourself? You have perennial MVP in Mookie Betts. You have perennial batting champion in Freddie Freeman. You've got, well, you might lose. You might lose Trey Turner. You need someone to go in there for Justin Turner. You've got Gavin Lux. You got Max Muncy. You've got the second best catcher in the league, Will Smith. You've got a great outfield. It's crazy to me how they don't have anyone who's clutch. That's the problem. You need someone to take control. All right, listen, Griffin. It's my channel, so I will say I am the figurehead of the front office, but let's be honest here. You're my second in, man. You're going to be making all the decisions, okay? Shh, don't tell anyone. Yeah, I was just saying that. Mookie kind of disappeared in the 2018 playoffs. Truly. Kershaw isn't reliable in October. True. Yeah, Walker Buehler messing him up. Maybe. Yeah, but they still had the great pitching rotation. We're signing Brantley first moves. Yeah, I mean maybe, Eamon, but I don't. I need to take these headphones off for a second. The Astros aren't notorious for giving out big contracts. They gave out one to Justin Verlander, but Yeah, I don't know. Dave Roberts, I don't think is a big time manager. I don't think Dave Roberts has any control over his team. If I'm being told, like I don't think I don't think he makes any of the decisions. I think all of it is done by analytics and stuff like that. Like I don't think he ever has an opportunity to just manage by feel. So yeah, I mean, does that make him a bad big time manager? Does that make them a bad or does that make them a bad big time team? Does that make sense? Because they have, I mean, they have like an entire section of their, like an entire department of their team is dedicated to analyzing statistics and figuring out what's the best matchup here and here. And essentially, they give you a giant spreadsheet, and they're like, "This is what you're doing." So does that make Dave Roberts a bad manager because he's not like, "Hey, idiots, let me do what I need to do," or does that make the Dodgers incapable of being able to rely on? Because there's always going to be a human. That's why I love baseball. There's always a human aspect. Always. Yeah, true. Mookie did have a great 2018 ALCS. I forgot about that. I was more so talking about the plate, but yeah, he was. I mean, he's always fan. He won a Gold Glove this year. He's always fantastic on the field. Ooh, Christian Javier got lucky there. That was a fastball down the pipe. Probably bad big time team. Yeah, that's just my thought. Like you have so many great pieces. Why can you not ever put it together unless you're playing what 60 games? You know? Like that's when you can put it together. So I don't know. I feel like the Dodgers just aren't a good big time team, which makes no sense to me. I don't know if Dave Roberts. You're in the wrong chat to be talking about Dave Roberts. You're in the wrong chat to be talking about Dave Roberts having a one fluke play. I mean, that play essentially kicked off what was the greatest championship in Red Sox history. So wrong chat to say that, but yeah, I mean, a lot of it you can understand. Sometimes winning 100 plus games is good for an organization. The people aspect of a is that when people struggle for the same goal, they come together. That's what you see in good teams. Yeah, I agree, but at the same time too, right? The Red Sox won 2018 won what 108 games. Um, they won 108 games and were still able to put it together. So yeah, I understand where you're coming from, Griffin. You need that. You need that. You need that struggle that bonds a team, right? Almost every single great Red Sox team had a bond of some sort, especially for 04 and 2013. But are the Red Sox the worst team in Boston? Um, it's got to be close, right? Obviously, the Patriots are struggling hard. I don't know if the Patriots will end up winning the getting into the play. If the Patriots don't end up getting into the playoffs, I think the Patriots are in a worse spot than the Red Sox. But yeah, the Reds. I mean, obviously the Bruins are insane right now, and the Celtics made it to the championship last year. So yeah, I mean they're probably pretty close. Should have kept Kyle from Waltham. Yeah. The unfortunate thing is I've been seeing a lot of like they just didn't want Kyle Schwarber on the Red Sox. Um, I don't know if that's the case. I think if JD Martinez had opted out and wanted a bigger contract, the Red Sox would have let him walk last year and brought in Kyle Schwarber. But because JD Martinez opted in, it kind of tied their hands. They're not going to have Schwarber and JD on the same team because one of them's going to be riding Pine. You don't really want either of them to ride Pine, and people are going to say, "Oh, What about Schwarber at first base? Schwarber was a terrible first baseman. He would not have played an entire season there. He even said he didn't want to play first base. So they kind of got screwed a little bit with JD opting in. That being said, you probably could have found a way to fit Schwarber and JD both on this team. Just a matter of. Oh, that's a close play. Did they get him? Yeah, they did. Well, the 108 team had a point where they were 8 and 10 in a row. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. Yeah, and there were a lot of people too on that 2018 team that was truly playing to prove something. Right, that whole year it felt like the Red Sox were trying to prove something. It was that they could win with the young core that had come up together. Benintendi, Brock Holt was with them in the minor leagues. He didn't obviously come up with them, but he was with them in the minor leagues. Mookie coming up. Xander was there for a little bit longer, but he was still kind of in that age range, right? Devers first year. You had JD who wanted to prove he could play in a big market. You had, Nate Eovaldi coming in. So yeah, I think you're right, Griffin. You don't like the Bruins. Maybe Schwarber would have continued to. Yeah, I forgot Bobby Dahlbeck existed too. Honestly, I totally forgot. I totally forgot he was on this team at some point. I don't think they start the year with Bob on this team. But I don't know. I don't know what you would have done with Kyle Schwarber had you have kept him on this team, because he probably wouldn't have been playing every day. Who do we start the year with in the outfield? Oh, Jackie, Kike, and Doogie. I guess you could have put Doogie in right and Schwarber in left, and that would have worked. But Bobby D going to Arizona? I wouldn't hate him going to Arizona. You're trying to get Ketel Marte for him, right? Right, Griffin? I'm a Dodgers fan, but I hate joking. So let me ask you this. We were just talking about the Dodgers. What do you think needs to be done? I don't know about that, Michigan. I don't know about having Mookie back, brother. I think you're gonna like Mookie. I mean, fully healthy Mookie. If Mookie hadn't broken a rib this year, if he hadn't broken a rib this year, he would have been the conversation for MVP. So I don't know about overpaid. Yeah, no, but obviously it's not just Bobby Dahlbeck for Tell My Take, Griffin. But I remember seeing that. Man, dude, Aaron Nola is disgusting. He's got a team option, right? I'd expect both Dahlbeck and Duran to be traded the offseason. Yeah, I could see that too. I could see the answer for the Dodgers being Dansby Swanson too. I keep mentally doing this to myself. Where Jack, you said I spoke with an LA fan who thinks the answer to their problems is Xander. There have been a couple times that happens where just mentally I'm like, nah, Dansby Swanson's a better fit. Because I just refuse to believe Xander's going anywhere else. I just refuse it. Phillies win this series. That'll be 3 different NL East teams in 4 years. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Nationals, Dodgers, Braves, possibly the Phillies. That's hilarious for the Mets though. Our team has no chemistry. Signing stat players who get you wins versus Rockies and Diamondbacks, but the elite teams having no chemistry will kill you. Jordan. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of baseball is the human. We just talked about this, but a lot of baseball is the human aspect. If you don't have the human, I'm gonna move this down a little bit. Sorry, chat, if this is loud. If you simply don't have the human aspect in baseball, if you don't enjoy playing for the team you're playing for, I mean, it's just like work, right? If you don't enjoy what you do at work, are you really doing it to the best of your ability? Or are you doing it to just get it over with? And obviously, I don't think it's the same as filing Excel files versus trying to play for a $30 million contract. But it's kind of in the similar vein where it's like if you don't love what you're doing right now, you're not going to play it to the best of your ability. And so that's what I kind of think happened to the Dodgers this year. Freeman, the whole stuff with Freeman, he never really wanted to be here. The issues with Bellinger you guys had, stuff like that. Who's going to be the new Red Sox if Xander leaves? Um, Realistically, like I joke around a lot about I'll end this channel if Xander leaves, stuff like that. But if Xander does leave, I could see the Red Sox using a stopgap shortstop, even if that truly is having Trevor Story over there for 2 years. I don't think they're gonna do that just because I don't think they want to risk that. Um, but I could see them doing, maybe they put I don't even know who the free agent is. I don't even know who the shortstop free agent class is. Like I don't think they'll make a huge splash at shortstop if Xander leaves. I'm taking a hold on, chat. I'm gonna take a look because I know the big ones, but um, so a guy like Jose Iglesias, right? For a 2-year deal, hope that Marcelo Meyer is up there. And if he's not, then you figure it out and you try and move on from there. But that would be my process. If I was the Boston Red Sox and Xander was like, screw you idiots, you screwed me over, I'm going to the Dodgers, right? So Eric, that's who I'd be thinking of. Like Jose Iglesias would be the first person that comes to mind because I don't think they'd like why waste that money on someone in when you have the opportunity to have someone as good as Marcelo Myers. Any thoughts on the breakdown of Mad Max? Spoiled the Mets' grand plan on winning 2 elite pitchers. Um, yeah. I mean, that's kind of all I have to say, right? You're getting paid the highest AAV for a pitcher in baseball history, and you break down, especially the postseason against the Padres had a good offensive team, but they didn't have like a elite level. They didn't have like an elite level offensive threat besides Juan Soto and Manny Machado. So yeah, that sucks. It sucks a lot. And that just goes to show you that you can't just go out there and buy the most expensive person on the market and your team's going to be fantastic, right? It's just it just shows that more than ever. You have to put together a well-made team or that's going to happen. What's up, Gord? Do you think do you guys think the postseason hurts Judge's value? I don't think it'll hurt it enough where you're going to see a drastic change in offers. But it'll affect it for somehow. Yes, I think it'll bring it down a little bit. You're probably right, Eamon. Michigan, you don't even count the 2020 ring. That's funny. I wonder how many Dodgers fans do. Excuse me. Like, I wonder if I took a poll, how many Dodgers fans actually excuse me, actually count that 2020 ring. I mean, you got to count it, right? They went through the people that they were probably going to go through in a 162 game season, anyways. But if Xander leagues, we get Iggy, Judge, and Brantley. I'm gonna make a video, Johnny. Gianni. Is it Gianni or Johnny? Is it one being Johnny, two being Gianni? Which one is it? Um, if the Red Sox sign Michael Brantley, I'm going to make a special video and only put it out to you. I'll make you your own video. It's definitely a risk, Jack. You're 100% right. But at the same time, too, it's not just Marcelo Meyer you're relying on, right? You have so many different guys in the minor league system that could play shortstop for the Boston Red Sox in the future that if did Gene Segura just go yard? Oh no, okay. Even if Marcel Meyer doesn't pan out, there's still options. You still have options for the shortstop spot. So I don't know. Chase Meadroth. Medroth. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but he's an interesting prospect. That'll be interesting. Trade Mookie for Tatis. I hope we do. I don't know. It's Johnny. Okay. What's up, Mayo? What's up, Brady? Brady, what do you want the Red Sox to do this offseason? That'll be interesting. I've said this before, but in order for the Sox to stay relevant, they have to keep Bogey and Devers. I agree. I agree. Even just strictly from a Madroth. Got it. I'm terrible with names, Chad, if you haven't figured that out. Where was I? One thing's for sure, the 2021 Red Sox put up a better fight than the 2022 Yankees versus Astros. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mydroth. See, now you don't even know the actual name. Yeah, Brady. I actually do want to know. What would your wish list be for the offseason? I want all you guys. You know, most of you guys have said what your wish lists are. Give me your wish lists. Letting Xander go to Philly. See, now you've already invalidated yourself. Now, what's the rest of it? What do you got? Verlander team, you can't walk Marsh, dude. You can't wash the 9-hitter right now, Javier. Verlander teams are 6-0 versus the Yankees in playoff series. Detroit 06, 11, 12. Houston 17, 19, and 22. That's insane, Eamon. That's nuts. Yeah, give me what your wish list would be. Johnny, I know yours is strictly Michael Brantley. Yeah, Michigan, I'm curious. How much of the season do you actually watch? Genuinely. Like, do you watch all 162 games? Are you a guy who's like, we're good, we're going to make the playoffs, I'll wait until then to pay attention? Like the Egyptian pyramids. We don't know how the Red Sox have been able to hit 650-foot home runs this 2023 season, but good Lord, are they raking? Yeah. I'm not entirely sure what the bat material they're being made off of, but since there's a rule that doesn't state the actual material of the bat that they're using, we can't say no. They're hitting baseballs 785 feet. They're gonna have that dude with the crazy hair on National Geographic make a special about him. Yeah, I don't know much about Madroth. I know he's good. I know he's been pretty decent. Do you think he'll end up in AAA this season, Griffin, or is he Double A next season, Griffin? All right, let's take a look at your guys' wish list. We already talked about Jax. Giving us advanced baseball technology would be fantastic. Wait. Kyle Schwarber's up. Let's see if he strikes out, though. I'm curious. Keep it our two guys, please. 2 starters, okay, and a clearly stated closer. Yeah, I think the big I want the theme of the Red Sox offseason to be definition. Right? I want them to define roles. I want them to define the angle that they want to play going into the 2023 season. I don't want there to be any more, excuse my language, goddamn question marks. I'm sick of it. Sick of it. So yes, I agree with you. I agree with you, Peter. I have the Sportsnet channel for LA. I try to catch every Dodgers game I can if I don't have work. That makes sense. Yeah, I feel like there are a pretty big core of diehard Dodgers fans who genuinely, because there are a lot of like, I personally haven't gotten a ton of replies on tweets, but I see like other Red Sox creators when they talk about the Dodgers get a lot of Dodger fans in their mentions defending their guys or whatever. So, um, yeah, I could see there being a pretty decent margin, but it does seem like a lot of Dodgers fans are like, they're kind of like Patriots fans in New England who don't love football, where it's like, there was an era where, yeah, the Patriots are good. I'm going to wait until, December to start watching the team, All right, what do we got next? Echo says, resign Devers and Xander, please. Healthy Sale, that would be fantastic. Work on a better bullpen, yes. Keep Costas and the young players healthy. That's a must too. That's a good addition there, Echo. Adding in just keeping players healthy, man. Making sure that those guys have the ability to play full seasons. That would be fantastic. Mayo says, let Xander walk, sign Trey, give Devers a big old bag of De Niro. Bring back Fam. That's interesting. Tell JD he's old and to retire. I don't know if they could do that. They could definitely tell him he's old. I agree with the give Devers a big old bag of De Niro. Bringing back Tommy Pham's interesting, though. Oh, get him. Oh, Christian. Yeah, I don't know how I feel on Tommy Pham. I really don't. I wouldn't mind him as a death piece, but I'd rather have Rob Refsnyder, so I don't know. Uh, Trevor says, do the Red Sox trade Dahlbeck? If so, for who and what pieces? I think yes, I think they do trade Dahlbeck because I think there is still some value to be had with Dahlbeck. Obviously, it's not going to be huge value, but as a piece in a bigger trade, I think you could work a little bit of magic and make him appealing to other teams. I was looking at trading him for man, what trade did I have him in? The Pablo Lopez trade, maybe. Yeah, I've had him in a couple of trades. I can see him going to the Marlins. They need some offense, and Bobby Dahlbeck has some offensive potential. I can see him going to the Diamondbacks, like Griffin has talked about. Yeah, there are a couple spots I can see him landing. But yes, I do think that they end up trading Dahlbeck, Trevor. Eamon's dang it. Eamon's wish list is at least 2 sluggers, 25 plus home runs to play alongside Devers. Interesting. So let me ask you this, Eamon. If the Red Sox don't get 2, they get one guy who does hit 25, who has the potential to hit 25 plus home runs, and please catch that, Yuli. Okay. And they bring in a guy who's great contact wise. Would you be all right with that? Because that's kind of what I'm looking at, right? I would love to get a guy who get under 25 plus power. But a big thing too with the Red Sox this year is they just simply at some points couldn't get on base. I'd love a guy who consistently got on base. Brady, there's a lot I want us to do, and a major thing is to not even contact Judge. I'm kind of in the same boat where I'm like, I don't know if I want Judge on this team just because of there's some signs with Judge I don't love. But what I do want them to do is contact him for sure. For sure, because at the very least, all you are doing is upping the price for the Yankees, who I think are in a rock and a hard place because they have to get Judge back. So every other team's just bringing that up. Jack said it'd also be nice to officially move on from failed experiments like Brazier, Dahlbeck, and Duran. Dahlbeck and Duran, I think, are, I would have to say, more than likely going to be traded this offseason. Brazier's a little bit of an interesting one for me. They've started to, like we talked about in the Danish video, they're starting to slim that fat down a little bit. They're starting to be like, okay, Danish ERA wasn't there, FIP wasn't there. You never really had any clutch sort of moments, right? We don't think that you were going to benefit this bullpen long term. We're going to move on, right? Edward Bizardo was another guy who, some people say there's some pretty decent potential there, but his FIP was really bad this year. He seemed to get lucky a lot of the times. His movement was okay, but it was never really properly located. He got moved on from. I'm shocked Brazier has not been moved on from because he's in that same boat. Peter says doing things by the seat of their pants did not work and won't work in 2023. Yeah, you can't just do we're going to put together a good team and sort of see where the cards lie. Because if you do that, guys never get comfortable. They never figure out their approach because they don't know what they're doing the next game. And that's some sort of that's the sort of situation that you end up in where you never really had a full-time closer. So there was never a guy who was able to get, because being a closer in Major League Baseball, you have to be a mental warrior to be able to be a full-time closer in Major League Baseball. If you don't have that mentality, you can't develop it if you don't know if you're going to be a closer. So that whole setting roles, even if it's just from a mental standpoint, helps a team a lot. You predicted him to lose in the NLDS. Interesting. Yeah. I thought the Dodgers were a shoo-in to make the World Series, honestly. Pham has been solid for us, and he'll be cheap. He really fell off towards the end of the year, though. He was not good at the end of the year, so that'll be interesting. The Pham thing, the Pham thing has to be one of the first moves made, because if you don't pick up Pham, then you have to figure out what you're going to do after that. Yeah, I think Ref Snyder has more utility when it comes to the off the bench kind of guy. Yeah, Ramon Laureano, yeah, I could see Dahlbeck and Duran being traded for Ramon Laureano. That's who I traded him for. Thank you, Johnny. Red Sox should put out a report that said Dahlbeck is batting 500 in practice. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's a way to figure out. There is a way to figure out how to spin Bobby Dahlbeck, and I think you just go with he's just not built for Boston, right? You could do that. Half of baseball strategies have someone on base when Devers hits. I mean, yeah, it's vital, right? It's so important to get a guy on your team who can be a setup guy for, even if it's not Devers who's in the 3-hole, right? And you go and you get Story, or you go and you get some of these other guys, right? It's so important because when I was looking at like power outfielders, when I did my video on power outfielders, Brian Reynolds was a guy who had 27 home runs, but less than 100 RBIs. I think he had like 87 was the final number he was up to. But the problem there is that it's 87 RBIs for 27 home runs. You need to get guys on base, or these mashers, you can mash as much as you want, but if they're all solo shots, pitchers are going to be like, okay, great. It's still 3-1. Who cares? Yeah, Peter, there was definitely an approach issue. The downside of an expensive closer, Diaz was a spectator during the that's one of the concerning things too. You it's so hard because the Red Sox, three fundamentals of baseball: good starting pitching, good relieving, and getting runs across the plate. And the Red Sox faltered in all of those, especially in clutch positions. Like, what do you focus on? I think the Red Sox, or I think we should get young talent and lock them up early, like the Braves did, because they're set up for a long time. Obviously there is great benefits to locking young players up, but there's also downside too. Like Marcell Ozuna got locked up quick. Ugh, Kyle Tucker just stung one straight to Castellanos. Got locked up quick, and then he got a DUI, he got domestic violence, right? All he needs left to get popped with PEDs, and you've got yourself a trifecta of the worst things you could do. But they're paying him, so it's like there's obviously downsides to signing players young. I think it needs to be a marriage of both. You need to be able to sign your players that you truly think are going to be impact players young, while also being able to go out and get veteran guys. There's a marriage. I think the Braves are going to be good for. I think the Braves are going to be good for a couple more years, but then you're going to start to see that sort of as careers progress, especially if you sign like a Spencer Strider was signed so young, that there's a possibility that at some point here he's gonna get Tommy John, he's gonna injure a lat, he's gonna pull a hammy and be out for an entire season. Now you got all that wasted and you signed so many people, blah blah blah. So I think it can bite you pretty hard. But I like the idea of being able to lock up certain young superstars. Like Rafael Devers could have been signed in 2020, 2019, 2021, right? You could have done that then. And now you don't have to worry about this, where you're coming up on 2023's last year of arbitration. That needs to be done, and the ball's in his court. So Jose Abreu is DH. Yeah, we were talking about that beginning of the stream, Evan. I don't love it. I'm gonna be putting out a video more in depth on it tomorrow, where I go over stats and compare them and stuff like that. But I don't love the idea of Jose Abreu as a DH. RBI don't mean anything at all. It definitely means something. Like, yes, advanced metrics are interesting, and yes, there are probably more meaningful statistics for how impactful a player is. But the fact that you are able to drive runs in definitely means something for sure. And obviously it has a lot to do too with the team around you, but that's what I was talking about with, look at Christian Vasquez doing what he does best, slapping it the other way. King. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying, Griffin? Like, it's more so used, in my opinion, to talk about the people around you as opposed to just you. Because again, you could have 27 home runs, but less than 100 RBIs because the people in front of you don't want to get on base. I like the Kike signing despite his bad numbers this year. I do too. I think a lot of his bad numbers had to do with injuries. He got really hot towards the end of the year. So, plus I love Kike. Eamon and Peter, did you guys see the new emotes for the channel? I put up a couple new ones. Man, neither team's doing nothing. It was a quick game. I was surprised Vlad won the first base Gold Glove yesterday. I didn't realize he had that great year in the field. Yeah, I guess he did. I wasn't really paying attention either, to be honest with you. He made some pretty good highlight plays, but I don't think he was like one of the better hitters in the league. Yeah, there they are. No, Griffin, I think we differ a little bit there. I understand where you're coming from about the not needing high RBI totals. I get that, and I wouldn't be like upset if we signed a guy who had 15 home runs but only 40 RBIs. But there's also a factor there too of your clutch factor, right? There has to be something in there. It's not just the people in front of you and that's everyone else's fault but your own that you can't drive people in. At some point, you also have to put yourself as some of this is my fault. So it's every stat in baseball is, can be argued as to whether or not it means anything. So you kind of have to take every stat with a grain of salt. At least I try to. I look at certain ones. What do you guys think of? I just got another tweet about it. What do you guys think of Jason Varitek on a multi-year extension? If we get 3 more members, we can vote on having the man falling off the bike. No, we'll agree to disagree on that. But I will say I'm never gonna say no to a player who has a low RBI total, because I think a lot of that has to do with the people around you more so than your ability. But again, I think there's a level of there's something to be had from an RBI. You like the new emojis? Good. I'm glad you guys like it. It's ones you guys have been asking for a while. So also with all this Devers and Xander stuff, I'm trying to get the scoops as fast as possible. I will get to you in a second, Eric. I've been trying to get to the scoop on anything happening with Devers or Xanders as fast as I possibly can. Did this just freeze? No, we're good. Where was I? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm trying to get the scoop as fast as possible about this Xander Devers stuff. So I have notifications on for anyone who's even remotely related to the Devers contract situation, the Xander's contract situation. 95% of them are in Spanish. I'm actually starting to pick up a decent amount of Spanish, because anytime they get a tweet, and they tweet, Janssen Pujols tweets a lot, and I always translate his tweets. So I'm slowly picking it up a little bit. Plus, I'm taking Duolingo to try and learn Spanish. But either way. But it is kind of frustrating because I swear to you, Janssen Pujols tweets about, he has 200,000 tweets. That's insane. Devers for Stan so we can join Xander in pinstripes. Ugh. Very Spanish, Griffin. See? I'm good at it. I'll say una ensalada de tomate. A tomato salad. I'm getting better, chat. So yeah, I could translate that too. I eat apples. Don't we got a guy in the comments during your videos that speaks pure Spanish? Yeah, there is I forget his name right now. There was Rodrigo in our live chats is from Puerto Rico. He speaks fluent Spanish too. But yeah, there is someone who comes in and comments on most of the videos, I'd say, who speaks Spanish. So I'm not fluent enough to understand fully what he's saying. I'm not even close to fluent enough to understand what he's saying, to be honest with you. But I do Google Translate. So if there's anyone out there who's trying to listen to this who doesn't speak English, see, I have no idea what Eric said here, but my guess is he's saying that he's leaving. I'm Google translating it. Oh, there we go. Xander's gonna say "See you, Fenway." That one I understand. I'm looking that one up too, Leonardo. Which I apologize for. Again, I am trying to learn Spanish because there's such a big, Spanish is like baseball's so big in in Latin American countries, and they're so invested and they're so um knowledgeable about the game of baseball that I want to communicate with everyone. So I'm trying to learn Spanish. We're getting there. I love talking to that guy. I love Spanish too. A lot of my friends that are scouts are Spanish. Yeah, you've been talking about a lot of scouts. Where do you meet scouts? I would love to start meeting some people. I would love to start meeting some people within the Red Sox organization. It is Aaron Judge in a uni. But yeah, it's so cool. But it's I there's so much interesting stuff coming from the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Venezuela. They're so invested in their players and their teams. Ugh, Griffin, you're gonna make me Google Translate this one too. Here's the thing. I'm terrible at see each other at Fenway. Yeah, I need to build up my rep a little bit so people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, you're that YouTuber guy. I'd love to." I'd love to pick your ear about something. That's not the right phrase. That's not the right phrase. We can live it up at Fenway. I know. Yeah, it's gonna. I'm gonna try to get to a lot of games next year. Yeah, us Latinos go hard for baseball. My abuela watches the Braves just for Eddie Rosario. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so cool to me how passionate, especially for individual players. We don't see that so much with people from the U.S. because you get everyone, but it's like when you have such a like Xander's impact on Aruba is fascinating to me. It is because you don't see that with United States players like Bryce Harper, right? There aren't people from the United States who like that's why they started watching baseball. I'm sure there are, but the impact that Bryce Harper's had on the United States is much lower than the impact Xander's had on Aruba, which is so fascinating to me. Yeah, I was thinking that, Peter. I was actually honestly, um, if you're still here, Peter, I was thinking about going. Would you guys want a vlog of winter weekend? Like Red Sox winter weekend? Would you guys want that? But I think I am going to do a stream during the winter meetings, yes. Get used to it, Griffin. Get used to it. Yeah, at first I was like, those idiots don't know what they're talking about. Pff, please. Yankee fans can quite literally say anything, and it would not insult me at this point. What's my opinion on the new playoff format? I don't mind the two extra teams added. Um, I didn't love the 3 game series. I didn't personally. And the reason I didn't love the 3 game series, here's why. And it's not so much because of the teams that got the bye had to wait so long. It's because it took away it's because I it took away the magic of a wild card game, right? And the Phillies obviously had that magic, but there were teams that just like when the Padres, when the Padres beat the Mets, it wasn't like if the Padres beat the Mets in one game, it would be like, whoa, I don't know. It's just personal. So, I don't know. I don't love the 3-game thing. I don't hate the multiple wild card teams. I don't hate it. But that's my opinion. I think the new playoff structure did have an effect on some of the teams that did get a bye though. I think that's the definite thing. You like the 8-team format? I like the idea of having more teams in because then you get stuff like this, right? If this was last year, the Phillies are never in the playoffs. And you probably have the Braves make it to the World Series again? I don't know. What, get me into winter weekend? That'd be awesome. If that's what you're talking about, Griffin. I would love to do that. I would have so much fun for you guys. Try and meet some of the younger guys. I've been trying this offseason to get in contact with some of the guys in, the newer draftees, because I would love to be able to, one, I'm not gonna be able to get like Christian Arroyo or Kike or anything on this channel yet. But I also like the idea of being able to highlight some of these new players because some of these guys, right, they get to the major leagues and you're like, yeah, I know his stats. I don't know anything about him. Like, do I like him as a person? I don't know, So I'd love to get a spotlight on some of those guys too. So if that is what you're talking about, Griffin, let's talk. How much do we need to pay to see Corbin take BP? I used to be a pretty decent hitter, actually, back in high school. God, I haven't swung a bat in so long. You talking about like legitimate BP, like against like fastball, slider, curveball kind of stuff, or just going to a batting cage? Because if it's just going to a batting cage, $20. But if it's going up against a legitimate pitcher, I'd do it for $100. Scratch that. I would do it for 100 subscribers and 15,000 views. I'd do it for that. In a cage, yeah. Yeah, probably like $20. I love hitting. I would do the cage at like what's the slowest? Like 65 miles an hour. I'd do that and just hit tanks. I think I'd throw my back out, honestly. Like I think I genuinely would throw my back out. Off 100 miles an hour? No. That'd be like $200. Think Altuve does something here, Chad? You think he chokes again? He's been terrible this offseason or this postseason. Corbin versus Jacob. If someone wants to buy me that win reality thing, I would record videos for that. For sure. I got this OBS software. That's what we're streaming on now. That's what we're streaming on now, so I can like record anything. So yeah, I could hook up the VR to this. If someone wants to buy that. As I say that, Jose Altuve loops one in. Corbin versus rehabbing Sale. No. I still don't think I'd do that. Sign and roll as Chapman? No. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm good on a roll as Chapman. There probably is something left in the tank there, but no, I'm good. I can hit, but I still struggle with power. My discipline is good. I get on, but I'm a Gold Glover. Hey, at least you're a Gold Glover. That's awesome. It's kind of, to me, you can always kind of improve your hitting if you aren't naturally a decent fielder. I was always good at like making contact. I was never good at putting it over the fence. I was a swing for doubles type guy. I tried hitting 95 of the cages near my apartment. I don't have any idea how these players can hit that. Dude, it is baseball takes the most skill out of any sport. Like, I did, back in high school, they used to bump it up to 100 miles an hour. And like when we were doing when I was doing travel ball and stuff, because we were facing guys who were throwing like 93, I had no chance. Once you started getting to the age where you were getting like high-ish 80s, like 85, 86, with a slider and a curveball, I was out. Altuve having the second most home runs in the postseason history behind Manny Ramirez is wild. Yeah, I thought that was wild too. But at the same time, I was thinking about this. They've been in so many postseasons, like it just makes sense. He probably has the most. He probably has one of the highest ABs in the postseason in history. It's probably Derek Jeter has the most ABs, but all time in single postseason batting leaders, on base, slugging, at bats. Yeah, he's the eighth most at bats, and he's not up here for most at bats in a single season. Interesting. I've always loved playing second, but every coach likes my arm and how I catch everything, so they put me in outfield. But I'm airless, but I can't hit breaking pitches for life. Yeah, the once you start mixing in the curveball, changeup, I was like, hold on a second. And I did all right until you started getting the fastball like 86. Then I was like, this is insane. Kode Senga, yeah, we were talking about him. Interesting, might be an interesting pickup, Tom. I wonder if where do you go to get? Yeah, this is. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Okay, this is a big AB for Jeremy Pena right here. Yeah, he's been insane. Oh my god, this dude's goaded. I would love to see Senga take a peek at the. Jeremy Pena again a single. Uh-oh. Aaron Nola in trouble here. Do they bring out Alvarado? Yes, they do. No, they don't. Is that the manager? Yeah, that is Rob Thompson. They're bringing in Jose Alvarado. I say about Altuve because dude is literally smaller than Pedroia and could be an all-time postseason slugger someday. Yeah, that is crazy. Altuve's an enigma, man. I don't know if the cheating scandal is going to keep him out of the Hall of Fame. I don't think it should, to be honest with you. Unpopular opinion: Seth Lugo. I think Mets will be throwing money in Port and resigns and signs they that they won't have the money for Lugo. Maybe. Yeah, I wouldn't hate Seth Lugo. How'd Seth Lugo end up? Let's see. Oops. 360 ERA, 108 ERA plus, 376 whip, so pretty decent. Strikeouts per nine is a little low. Not too bad for a reliever, actually. Not a lot of innings pitched, though. How many appearances? But he did have 62 appearances, just wasn't a huge middle relief guy. Yeah, I mean, if they can get him cheap, I'm open to pretty much any option in the bullpen as long as you have a reasoning behind it. I felt as though the Jake Diekman signing didn't really have a reason behind it. I don't think the Matt Strom ended up working out. I don't think he had a great like reasoning behind getting Matt Strom besides us just needing lefties, you know? Let Xander go and get Swanson, saving money. I don't think you're saving money if you get in Swanson. I thought is this just postseason? Single season postseason batting, yeah. Sorry, Chad. I'm looking to see what didn't I thought Kike like set a couple of postseason records, but I don't even see his name anywhere here on leaders. Win probability added throughout the entire career. David Mother effing Ortiz, baby. Fulmer, I love Fulmer. I would love to get Fulmer. I think he had a great season with Detroit. He got traded to what? Did he get traded to the he traded to the Twins. And he still did fairly decent there as well. But yeah, I like him. I like Fulmer a lot. I think there's something there. It deserves to be said. This is a remarkable community to turn up to watch a neutral game. Glad to be a part of it. Yeah, I missed you guys, man. I really did. I took a month off because, oh my God, Jose Alvarado just hit Yordan Alvarez to walk in a run. Brutal. Oh my Lord. That was brutal. What are you doing? But anyways, Jack. First of all, thank you for saying that. But two, I missed having you guys, man. I love talking to you guys. Whether it's good, bad, ugly, whatever it is, I do. I have fun talking to you guys a lot. That's mostly what keeps me going on the channel, you know. Did Josh Taylor ever come back in 2022? No, he never made it back up to the majors. I don't know what ended up happening with him, man. Every time he came back, his fastball seemed to be slower and slower. He never really got his mechanics back together. He doesn't look very good. Hopefully he can put it together this offseason because Josh Taylor was pretty good in 2021. Kike was the best player on the planet for 3 weeks. Yeah, he was insane. That's what I'm saying. I thought he set some records or stuff. Where does Aaron Judge go? Odds he comes to the Red Sox. I would put the odds of him coming to the Red Sox at like 5%. Yeah, I don't think it's much higher than that, to be honest with you. Maybe I'll do like a 7%. We'll give it 7%. All right, Griffin, sounds good. Where does he go? The next question. If he doesn't end up going back to the Yankees on an insane contract, San Francisco. Personally, I think San Francisco. The Mets are probably also going to be a factor. The Dodgers are probably going to be a factor. I could see a random team like the Rangers or the Orioles being a factor because just out of the blue they want to make a huge splash. How are we feeling about Tyon? Jameson Tyon? I mean, are you talking about trading for him? I thought he was under Jameson Tyon. Oh, I guess he's not. He is out of arbitration. Let me see. He's a free agent this year. I mean, he's always been a fairly solid pitcher. If that's a guy we want to go after for the 4 spot, I think you still need. Oh man, what did I miss? A double? Bregman? Oh man. this series to go to Saturday so bad so I don't miss any content while I'm away. Don't tell my girlfriend. Alex Bregman, another underrated player in this league. I love Bregman. I know he's part of that cheating scandal and everything, but I have a lot of fun watching. Chat, this is what I'm talking about with the notifications I'm getting because I have so many people on for any news about Devers or Xander. Like, look at this. Look at this. Ready? I don't know if you guys... Is this zooming in? Hold on. Baseball is the best postseason. Totally agree. Don't say that, Iman. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Okay, let me see if you guys can see this. Look at all this. It's not letting me scroll. Hold on. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, come on. That's insane. It's hard keeping up with, to be honest with you. Also, chat. These are some of the most comfortable hats. I forgot to mention this. I'm not a good YouTuber if I don't mention this. Merch right now is 20% off. So if you've been waiting... Oh, someone else just scored and I missed it. Dang it. Hold on 1 second. I'll go back to my advertisement in a second. Actually, you know, we'll just do it after this inning. I'm so bad. I'm so bad at like monetizing this channel. I'm terrible at it. I should be much better. This is the Phillies bullpen I remember now. What did I miss, Chad? Someone fill me in. Did someone get a no way someone got a triple, right? Was it an error? You know what? I got a Twitter notification, chat. You guys aren't helping. Kyle Tucker with a sack fly. Thanks for the help, chat. Everyone disappears when I bring up my merch. Got it. Do I have a dog? No, I have a very hairy cat. Why, you see the hair on the hat? That better? Chat, I really like how crisp this new setup looks. Not gonna lie. I'm a big fan of it. Now I just gotta figure out, I don't know why all those notifications came in. I'm sure that was annoying for you guys, but I need to get those noties up. I wonder if it'll show it. Chat, does this show on stream? Let me know if this shows on stream. I'm testing out these new emotes, or these new notifications. So never mind. Yuli Gurriel, base hit 5, Nathan. Wow. Astros are piling on, man. They're mad about it. It's interesting the way that the Phillies win versus the way that the Astros win. It always seems like the Astros win off of like one massive hit and then a bunch of other hits strung together. And it just seems like the Phillies bludgeon people to death. Bludgeon them to death. All right, chat. I'm going to see. All right. Preview live on stream. Let me know if this works. I can't tell yet, chat. You're a little behind. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Perfect. You see that, chat? Let's go. Night, Echo. Thanks for stopping by, man. I really appreciate it. I will see you soon, sir. Oh, Christian, give me a Vasquez bomb right now, please. You can see that, Jack? Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out a little by little here. Maybe I'll make that a little bit smaller. That was pretty big. I still have to figure it out. Eamon, I knew someone would remember that. I was hoping people would forget that. But if you guys genuinely hold me to getting a 5K subscriber tattoo, I will get a 5K subscriber tattoo, yes. And it's going to be on my arm, and it's going to be the Red Seat Radio. logo. I am not letting you guys pick the location or the actual tattoo itself because I love you guys. I don't trust you. I simply do not trust you. And if this YouTube thing does not work out and I need to get a job where I need to show off my body and people are asking, hey, no, that sounded really bad, but you know what I mean, like a professional job. And they're like, hey, just a question. Why do you have a red seat tattoo on your temple? You know? Come on, Vasky. Come on, baby. Syndergaard's been solid for the Phillies. Sox target. Could be. I don't know how much is left in the tank with Syndergaard. I think, with the momentum the Phillies had, he kind of rode that and it helped him out a lot. I don't know how much juice he's going to have after tonight. Or after the year. So I don't know if I want Syndergaard. Plus, he'd be a little bit more expensive, too. Although I could see the Red Sox being interested in him. I wouldn't rule it out the table, Tom. Yes, I understand how that sounds, Jack. Yeah, that one's on me. I didn't mean it like that. I more so meant if I had to put like a suit on every day. But that's an awesome tattoo, Gord. That is a fantastic tattoo. That is a fantastic tattoo. I've never gotten a tattoo before. I can't imagine that the back of the neck's a great place to get your first tattoo. Like I'll get it on maybe like right here, like right there somewhere, or maybe I'll get it on my thigh or something. I don't know. But yeah, if we hit 5K, all right, here's what I'll say. If we hit 5K by what do we have right now? Let me see what we're at right now. Let's make it a little bit of a challenge. We're at 601 subscribers. 601 subscribers, or 2,601 subscribers, which means if we can get double that by, we'll say the All-Star break, I will definitely get the tattoo. If we get it by the end of the season, then I will get the tattoo. But if we get it halfway through, so if I get it halfway through if we get it by the All-Star break, if we get 5,000 subscribers by the All-Star break this season, I will get the tattoo and I will give you guys options to choose from, and you guys can choose where it ends up being. Not total, but I will give you options. Like I'll give you the shoulder. Maybe we'll do like, I don't want to do the wrist, but we'll do like the arm, upper shoulder, thigh, or leg. And you guys can choose that. If we get to it by the end of the year, then I'll get it just to get it. YouTube will work out for me. Thanks, Jack. It means a lot. My plan was to get something. I really hope so, Jack, actually. I really do. I love doing this. I love talking to you guys every Wednesday. I love making videos for people, whether people like them or not. Lower back. The very patented red seat tramp stamp. Yeah, that makes sense, Gord. I love the idea of having a really funny tattoo. To me seems so much better. I'm gonna eventually get my childhood dog on my thigh, but I'm gonna get like a portrait of his head, but on his head is gonna be Angus Young's AC/DC schoolboy hat with the horns. Eventually. That's a little sneak peek into my life there, chat. If the Red Sox are competitive, you'll easily reach that target. I hope so, man. I've been having so much fun with the offseason too. It's cool. I thought, to be honest with you, if I'm being totally truthful, if we're talking about like back end, not back end, but sort of like behind the scenes stuff, I sort of thought that the channel would be like close to like 300, 400 views of video in the off season. We're like, one of my videos got to 13,000. We got like averaging about 1.2K right now per video. It's crazy. You guys are fantastic. It's so cool that the Red Sox have such a loyal fan base that they're so excited for the off-season moves and stuff like that. Whether that be to poo-poo it because you don't think this team's good, or you're excited to see what the team does to get better. Either way, it's very interesting to me. What, Jack? My favorite, the first band I truly loved was AC/DC. And then, obviously, my childhood dog means a lot to me. So, I'm just going to combine the two. Because why would I get two tattoos when I could just get one singular tattoo? That is ridiculous, Gord. Oh, man. That is ridiculous. Yeah, I'm just gonna get the AC/DC chat. If someone donates, if there is ever a time where someone either super chats or donates or gifts subs, whatever, for $100, I will show you the most embarrassing picture of me on the face of the planet. And here's a hint. Here's a hint. It was a Halloween costume from 5th grade. There's your hint. So at some point in this live stream history, if someone donates $100, super chats, whatever, if we get to $100 in donations in one stream, I will show you the most embarrassing picture of me on anywhere on the internet. It's terrible, truly terrible, but it does have to do with my tattoo. Can the dog be on a red seat? Nah, I'll make the red seat one. I'll make the red seat one separate. I mean, honestly, the red seat tattoo will be a good starting point. It'll be a good starting point. Oh, I forgot. I was gonna go on my ad, chat. While we have a legitimate commercial break, let's talk about ads on this channel. If you guys are wondering what this fantastic hat came from, I have a merch store. The link is probably directly below the video you are watching right now. There's also a link in the video, I believe, on the bottom left-hand corner. Either way, that will take you to my merch page. You get hats, you get stickers, t-shirts, sweatshirts, anything you want. Very simple design. It's just the red seat. And you can get whatever you want right now for 20 to 25% off. I need to double check that. But either way, you can get either of those 20 to 25% off. So if you're wanting to get some Red Sea Radio merch, support the channel, rock a Red Sea wherever you go. That is available for you guys. I don't think there's a link or anything. I think it's just 25% off. So if you guys have been waiting for prices to drop or whatever, they have dropped. I'll mention in the video tomorrow too and do more in depth. But just to let you guys know. Also, we're going to be having a Black Friday sale as well. So if you want to get merch cheap, then I think it's like 35% off for Black Friday. So just a heads up on that as well. There's my advertisement for the day, chat. Hopefully you guys don't hate me. Who's the best wind up in baseball? Most interesting one? Good question. Is it Trevor or Taylor Rogers? Is it Trevor or Taylor Rogers? Let me look. Hold on. I think it's Taylor Rogers. No, it might be Trevor. Where he's like the funky underarm kind of thing. Tyler Rogers. That's what I'm thinking of. Tyler Rogers is the interesting one. Oh, the Luis Garcia one is brutal. I can't stand Luis Garcia's wind up. I hate it. I don't even watch games that, even if they're facing the Red Sox, unless it's like a postseason Red Sox game, I'm not watching with Luis Garcia. It's so long. Dice K. That was a good one too. The little butt wiggle, yeah. Any Christmas sale? I can look for you. Let me tell you guys what the upcoming sales on the merch site are. All right, so right now it's 20% off everything. From the 15th to the 20th, it's 20% off everything in November. And then for Black Friday, it is 35% off the entire website. And then at the end of the month, it is 15% off. So we're getting a ton of stuff, chat. There are a ton of sales this month. I'm assuming there will be a ton of sales next month. So yes, if you guys are looking to get Red Sea Radio merch for the holidays or whatever, this is the perfect time to do so. Especially that 35% off is insane. You get a hat for like $14. All right, chat. You want a little ASMR here? Actually, I bet I could do really good ASMR with this microphone. Hold on. Hopefully no one has to go to the bathroom right now. Ow! Oh my god. What are we doing? Jack, you want to help me out here? Sorry, chat. Sorry. Unbelievable. Thank you, Jack. Hopefully that stops them. That's why we have you, Jack. That's why we have you. Keeping the community safe. Please no one click on any of those links. Please do not click on any of those links. If they're still up for anyone, do not click on them. I can't believe I just smacked myself that hard in the face with this microphone. How loud was that for you guys? Was it really loud? That actually kind of hurt. I can't believe I hit myself that hard in the face. I need to clip that after this. What timestamp are we at? We're at about 2:09. I can't believe that happened. Chad, do we think the Phillies are getting no hit right now? That's crazy, bro. What? Highlight of the 2022 season. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna clip that. That's gonna be my re-entry to social media. I have been avoiding posting on Instagram and stuff like that for a while, but now we're back. I'm gonna try to be back here with the off-season stuff. I'm gonna try to be back. I'm so bad with like I put so much effort into like making sure that the YouTube content's good. I just forget that like you should probably be on Twitter. You should probably be on Trevor. Thank you, man. That is too much. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Hopefully the alert shows for you. That is insane, Trevor. We have some claps in the chat for Trevor, whose only message was, I believe, a transformer. I can't tell. But thank you so much, Trevor. That means the world to me. Thank you. I appreciate you. Was that for yep, there we go. You like that? You like that, chat? We got the little gif of the Red Sox celebrating the World Series. So thank you, Trevor. Let me throw some claps in the chat for Trevor. Ah. Oh man. I do owe you guys that pick. Trevor, that was insane, man. Thank you so much. Holy. Wow, man. That is Trevor, you didn't have to do that, man. I was mostly joking. Of course I'll show you the guys a picture. Wow. Okay. Yes. I will show you guys a picture. Let me see if I can get it. I can't remember if it's on my phone. Man, you got me all hot and bothered, Trevor. That's insane, man. Thank you so much. Of course, we're gonna get the picture, and I'm gonna make sure it's on the big screen too. I just need to find it. It might take a little bit to find, chat. I have it. Hold on, I have it somewhere. I have a couple of really bad pictures, chat. So because Trevor did that, we are going to be doing a couple of really embarrassing Corbin pictures. That's what we're gonna do. Because Trevor was so kind to help the crew out and get the embarrassing pictures of Corbin. That's what we're gonna do. Where'd it go? Hold on, chat. I'm finding it. Injuring yourself is a winning formula? I guess so. Good Lord. Trevor, you are the absolute GOAT, dude. Oh my God. All right, so I found one, chat. I found a terrible young picture of me that we're going to be showing here. I need to find the other one too. The OG one. I posted it for Halloween a little bit ago. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know why I can't find it. Now, see, I wasn't expecting anyone to do this, so now I gotta figure it out. Okay, it's got to be in my pictures somewhere. I do have one of them that I could show you guys, but I want you guys to get the full experience here, so I want to find the other one too. Come on, it's got to be around here somewhere. Oh, there's another terrible picture of me that I could post if you guys want. Ah, I got it. We got it, chat. All right, so here's the one I was talking about. Now, this, for some context, just for some quick context, was in 5th grade, they had us dress up for Halloween. It's sending. All right, I got it. All right, so they had us dress up for Halloween. See, you can then. Yeah. I don't know if the neck tat is more Okay, so let's show the picture first, and then I will talk about it. Media source. I wonder if this will work while I'm streaming. I wonder. Hopefully this doesn't quit out OBX. It doesn't. Okay. Documents maybe. It just straight downloads. Here we go. Sorry, Chad. I'm still getting used to the whole. I'm still getting used to the whole new OBS thing. Okay. Now it's in documents. It's loading. 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 I promise. I promise. We're gonna get it. I promise. Oh, what? How can I not open a picture? All right, hold on, chat. I promise we're gonna get it. Oh, image. I'm an idiot. All right, here you go, chat. You ready? There it is, chat. That is me in 5th grade dressed as Angus Young for Halloween. That's right. I dressed as Angus Young from AC/DC for Halloween. If you guys don't know who Angus Young is, maybe I could pull up a picture of him too. I'll post another picture here. You know what? We'll just go through, chat. I'll just show a bunch of embarrassing pictures. For $100, I'll show a bunch of embarrassing pictures. What else do you guys want? You want some more younger me? I'm keeping it on the screen until Jack is satisfied. There is no God. Yeah, that is one of the worst pictures of me of all time. With the Guitar Hero, yep. Brian Bale is better than Aaron Nola. I agree. Or going to be better. I'm in. Oh, here is the other picture I wanted to show you guys. I'll show this one too. Everyone, thank Trevor for this. The $100. You are getting the most embarrassing pictures I have of myself on the internet, and now it's plastered everywhere for everyone to see. So here you go. Let me bring this one in too. No, it's not plugged in anywhere. That'd be correct, yes. I used to be a god at Guitar Hero. I swear to God. I used to play Guitar Hero every day. All right, this one might be a little bit worse. This had to have been, just for context, for those of you who grew up, who was born 1980, 1998 to like 2000, you understand this era with the flat brim fitted hat and the fighting necklace. You're gonna understand the picture when I show it to you. Oh man, this one's, yeah, there we go. This one's for you guys. This is for Trevor. Shout out Trevor for bringing this one to the community. Yeah, this one's tough. Braces, the hair, the fight necklace. That was a Red Sox fight necklace that I refused to take off. And then the backwards fitted hat was brutal. Okay. Trevor, I hope this was worth it, man. I am forever embarrassed about this. But yeah, that was me and yeah, that was my profile picture on Facebook from like 7th grade to, I'd say, the end of eighth grade. That was the bad one. And then this one was tough too. This one was brutal, actually. I'm trying to. Those are the two where I'm like, oh man, I hope no one ever sees that. And now I'm showing it to a YouTube channel. So, but again, thank you, Trevor. I hope this was at least somewhat worth it. I don't think. Yeah. Wow. Never thought I'd share that, but yeah, there we go. Also, someone said, "Wait, does this $100 pay for Corbin's bullpen as we promised?" How much? What did I say I'd do a bullpen for $100? I don't even remember. What's up, King? Oh man, people are probably coming into the stream being like, "What is going on? Why does Corbin have a picture of himself on the screen right now in the middle of a World Series game?" All right, which one would you guys rather have? It has been a while. Yeah, it's been a full month, King. Which one would you guys rather have? Actually, you know what, Trevor? I'm gonna let you decide. Would you rather have the AC/DC young Corbin on the screen, or or would you rather have this one on the screen? Obviously, I'll make it smaller and put it in a corner. But Trevor, because you were the one who clutched it up for everyone in the chat and got to see these, you get to choose. Scary free agent approaching for both of our teams. Yeah. Corbin, if I was a closer, what would your walkout song be? It would be what is it? Big Balls by AC/DC. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's a fantastic. I'm surprised no one's ever used it because it's just a fantastic walkout song. I don't think I could play it on YouTube without getting my account. Yeah, Big Balls AC/DC off their Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap album. I think it's just Dirty Deeds, but either way. Corbin is the closer of the Red Sox team. What's up, Red Sox, Luis? Luis, man, I have been loving your videos. I've been trying to gotta go with the backwards fitted hat. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I've been loving your videos, man. I try to get as much as I can because I don't speak. We would talk about this like all game, by the way. I'm trying to get better at speaking Spanish, but your videos are fantastic. If you guys do speak Spanish and want Spanish related Red Sox content, that sounds weird. You know what I mean. Luis is a fantastic resource for that. What'd you miss? This is what you missed. I said for $100. I said if someone donates $100, I will. There you go. It's gonna be in the corner of the screen for the rest of the night. I said if someone donates $100 or collectively donates $100, I will put the most embarrassing picture I have of myself on the screen. And Trevor absolutely killed it. And he went with the backwards hat fitted one, so that's what we're going with. It's about ballroom balls. No, I know that. It's a copyright issue, Gord. I'm now banned from Red Sea Radio. Who's taking it over? But again, in all sincerity, Trevor, I cannot thank you enough. That means the world to me. You are the highest donator on this channel, which is the highest of honors, Trevor. Your community hates Bloom. Do you hate Bloom, Luis? I feel like Luis, I subbed. Yeah, great channel. Great channel. What's up, Shannon? Yeah, I think I would say overwhelmingly. I would say overwhelmingly. Yeah, see. I would say my channel's 70-30 against Bloom right now. All love. All love. Channel is now community owned. Everyone gets a turn making a video. That'd be a interesting channel. Trevor's Trevor Crandall, top 2 Trevors in Boston, and he ain't 2. Facts. Yeah, I'm definitely not a Bloom naysayer. Yet. I think this is the deciding year for Chaim Bloom. I think this offseason is the most important offseason of his year, of his tenure in Boston. And if he does well this offseason, I think a lot of the faults, in 2022 will be forgiven. But if he can't figure it out this offseason, I don't think it's going to be much longer here in Boston. I just don't think so. Think they let Javier, or did they already take Javier out? I missed that. No, they're letting him in. Don't even speak it into existence, Higgins. Don't do that to me. Bloom needs to sign Devers. Yeah, Bloom definitely needs to get Devers done. Needs to get Devers done. I think. But to be honest with you, like all the blame's gonna fall on Bloom if they don't get a deal done with Devers or Xander. But the problem is, more than likely, both of their agents are going above Chaim Bloom. A contract that big, they are strictly talking to ownership. In my opinion, if they don't get a deal done with Devers or Xander, then I'm going to say it's the ownership's fault. I'm going to say it's ownership's fault. I don't know if I'll blame Chaim Bloom as much. I mean, at the end of the day, the owners are the ones writing the check. They end up making the most decisions, right? But I have to imagine for the most part, like I can't imagine John Henry was the one who was like, negotiating the contract to get Matt Strahm here or Jake Diekman here, right? Last year. I don't think that's how that works. I think for the most part, those sorts of moves are done by the Chaim Bloom and company. But hates Cora too. That's insane. I love Alex Cora. This is an Alex Cora channel. That's not to say that there are no critiques for Alex Cora. There's definitely critiques for Alex Cora, but does Scott Boras rep either of them? Yeah, he's a Xander rep. Negotiations are his own department. Yeah, but what I'm saying is more so like when, like I can't imagine that John Henry was the one who told Chaim Bloom, hey, get in contact with Matt Strahm, sell him on coming here, and then work with negotiations to figure it out, right? But I could see John Henry being like, more so I could see the agents, especially with Xander and Scott Boras and how long Xander's been here and the rapport that he had, the rapport that he's had with this front office throughout his career. I could see Scott Boras being like, no. I'm not talking to a negotiator. I'm not talking to Chaim Bloom. I'm not talking to Sam Kennedy. I'm talking to John Henry. I'm talking to Larry Lucchino. You know? The ownership isn't going to fire itself. Oh, yeah, of course. Well, I'm saying, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I'm saying, I don't know where I was going with that. I'll remember at some point. Will Venable almost got the Royals job. I didn't love some of the moves that Will Venable made in the short time he was managing, but yeah, I also wouldn't hate if Venable did leave if Veritek became assistant, whatever. Bloom's moves need to be cleared by multiple people, including Henry, then negotiations take it away. Yeah, I could see that being a huge process. That makes a lot of sense, but I would have to assume, Griffin, that again with guys like Xander and Devers, they're skipping the cleared by multiple people, including Henry part. They're going straight to the cleared by Henry, who ends up writing these checks, right? They're going straight to the guy who's the face of the ownership group for the Boston Red Sox. They're not stopping by and saying, hey, Bloom, what do you think of this? And then Bloom's like, okay, how about you, Sam Kennedy? Okay, how about you, O'Halloran? I didn't pronounce that right. You know what I mean. Okay, and then go, and then go, and then go, and then go, and then go. You know, I think with especially guys with Devers and Xander, like other guys, I understand where it gets approved by Bloom and company, and then they go, and then they go, and they go. But yeah, for big guys like that, pass it. You know. Plus, it's a statement too. Pedroia's coach spot. I know Pedroia, when he officially retired, said that he was, he wanted a break from the game of baseball. It hurt him so bad. He poured himself into it. And the fact that it ended the way he did, he wanted to take a step back. So I don't know how I mean, he retired in officially 2018, if I'm correct. I think that is. Maybe it was 2017. Either way, it was around that time frame. So I could see, I could see him coming back to the Red Sox organization relatively soon. I don't know if it'll be anytime soon. Agree about Tech? Yeah. I mean, Tech has straight up said in interviews that he wants to be the manager of the Boston Red Sox one day, but he wants to be an assistant coach for a little bit first. So I could see that sort of coming through. Would I like Scott Barlow or Alexis Diaz as closer? Ooh. I'm trying to weigh the pros and cons right now, Luis. For closer specifically, I go Diaz. Very specifically for closer, I go Diaz. I think overall, I take Scott Barlow strictly because of experience, and I think what the bullpen needs right now is an experienced, bigger inning type guy. Whether that's an eighth inning, a sort of middle relief role, or even a closer role, they need a guy who's been there, done that before. A guy who can sort of mentor other players. And obviously Matt Barnes kind of has that role, but he's been so off and on, just a steady. And obviously Scott Barlow is not a grizzled vet by any means, but he's a guy who has had experience in later innings, being in a closing against legitimate contending teams. So I think I go Diaz specifically for the closer role because I think he's a better closer, but I think in general I'm going Scott Barlow. Brock Holt replaces Eck. I would love for that announcement to come. That'd be a fantastic video on this page. What's up, Grandstand? When do I think the Raffy deal gets done? It's so hard to know, man. I think they're genuinely working really hard on getting it done. And by really hard, I mean, like, they're talking about getting it done. My hope is that it's done before spring training. I also think it's important to get that Raffy deal done as soon as possible because it helps you with your budget, right? If you get the Raffy deal done towards the beginning of this offseason, you have the ability to build around that. If you get the deal done towards the end of this offseason and you can't figure it out, you might end up not getting a deal done at all because you get to that point where I don't know if I can get over this budget. I don't know if I can go over this amount of money, right? And that could end up ruining the deal. So in my opinion, the sooner the better with Rafael Devers. Get him here, get him signed, and then figure it out. Kyle Finnegan, I don't even know who that is. There are so many relievers in this league that could end up helping the Red Sox. I try to keep up with as many as possible, but unless this is a joke. I think it's a joke. It is a joke. There's no Kevin Finnegan. I'm just an idiot. Sorry, Tommy, I didn't get that joke. I should have. I don't know why I called you Tommy. We officially on no-hitter watch. There's no way they leave him. I don't know. Leave him in to do the no-hitting. F it. That'd be so cool. Red Sea Radio comes on one time. We see a World Series history. How many no hitters have been in a World Series before? Also, for those of you who are new and have no idea why there's a picture of me looking like an idiot in the top right hand corner, because the lovely channel, the lovely subscriber to this channel, donated $100 to see the most embarrassing picture of me. And so we thank you, Trevor, because now it's plastered on there. What was I looking up? I'm so frazzled right now because I keep seeing that. I go, oh my God. Just one? Kyle Finnegan, I don't think plays in the league, my man. Oh, there he is. Let me see what he looks like. Oh, he's on the Oakland Athletics now? I don't know if he's playing, man. Oh, he was playing. Okay. Let's see what he's got. 3.51 ERA. Expected ERA 3.29, not bad. WAR, WAR for relievers, not a real good statistic. BABIP, not great. Left on base rate's pretty good. Could be an interesting guy. My eyes are burning. I know. I'm sorry. Why did I think Roy Halladay threw one? I thought he threw a no-hitter in the World Series. Oh, I was right. Yeah. Oh, no, that was the NLDS. Never mind. Don Larson threw a perfect game in the 1956 World Series. Do you think if Bogey walks, it'll mess up extension with Devers? I've been seeing this a lot, and I do think it will have an effect on. I do think it will have an effect on Devers' perspective, but at the end of the day, money talks, right? And I'll be interested to see if Devers ends up waiting as to maybe not whether or not Xander walks, but how the Red Sox handle Xander Bogaerts, because obviously talent wise they're different players, but if Devers takes the contract around what the Red Sox are talking about, which is 8 years, around that time frame, right? He's gonna be 32 years old. 34? 32, 34. 34 years old. So he needs to see, sort of how they handle the Xander Bogaerts stuff. I would also be interested to see if I was Devers and I was about to sign a big extension, what are your plans besides me, right? I would want to look, this is who we're going after. This is what we're planning on for the next 3 or 4 years before I would sign that. But yeah, personally, if I was Rafael Devers and my very best friend, a guy who I consider my brother, my big brother, a guy who brought me into this league, taught me everything I knew about being a professional baseball player. Yeah, I'd want to see how the team that, he grew up with too handles that situation as well before I sign. So I don't know if it'll end up being the deciding factor as to why Devers does or does not sign an extension with the Red Sox, but I think it'll play in for sure, Trevor. Should we go get Joey Meneses? I don't. He's a rookie. Well, I'm a little nervous about getting a ton of rookies. He's with the Red Sox. No, he's not. He has a Portland Sea Dogs hat on, though, and his stuff. That's because he was with the Red Sox, and then he got traded away. No, I don't. He was good, for sure. What position was he? Right field? Looks like a bit of a utility guy, 324 in 240 plate appearances. I mean, that's fairly decent. Never really played a full season. Fairly decent home run numbers. I wouldn't hate it. If you can get him for super cheap. I don't know what his contract is right now. Doesn't have one. Ugh. Eric, I cannot wait for this to either do well, for Xander either sign or not sign, because you stress me out, man. Yeah, if I'm Devers and I'm about to sign a huge contract, oh, come on, bro. Hopefully that deleted before any of you guys saw that. Sorry about that. I don't think we're re-signing Bogarts. Bro, don't join the Eric Yeager train. Thank you, Jack. Where were we before that? Those idiots popped up again. There's got to be a way to figure that out, chat. There has to be a way to figure that out. I looked it up though. Remember last time it happened? I looked it up and they didn't do anything. Am I gonna do another live stream for the World Series? I'll probably wait until next week when everything sort of opens up, because I think winter meetings start. I think winter meetings start next Wednesday, so we might do something there. Actually, you know what? We are definitely gonna do something there. Random question, but what's your thoughts on Jeremy Pena? I love Jeremy Pena. I love Jeremy Pena. I like the way he carries himself. I love the way he plays. I think he's gonna grow into a bigger star. I think he's gonna grow into Carlos Correa 2.0 basically. Did I realize ever since John Heyman reported that large gap between Sox and Devers, we haven't heard a thing since? Should we start to worry? I wouldn't worry yet. One of the big things about this time of year especially is that, and I said it, I can't remember if I said it I did. I said at the end of my last video where I talked about there's sort of I don't know if it's fully unwritten or if it's legitimately written, but I know the league kind of frowns upon teams announcing anything, literally anything. I'm talking opt-out, opt-ins, trades, not trades, anything like that, or rumors, stuff like that, right? During the World Series. It's sort of like again, I don't know if it's written or unwritten, so I wouldn't worry about it yet. If we get to like December and we have not heard a word on Red Sox talking to Devers, whether that be good or bad, then yeah, I would start to worry a little bit, because then it's well, is the gap just too big for them to even talk? But the Red Sox also, there are rumors out there, and John Heyman, John Heyman's a Yankees fan, which is fine, right? He's a national baseball reporter. Obviously, you have your home team. But some of the stuff John Heyman puts out, it's... What's the best way to describe this? I'll just say, some of the stuff he puts out is just for click. Just for the clicks, right? So I would take John Heyman's stuff with a grain of salt, personally. Obviously he's got good sources and stuff, so... obviously he's got good sources and stuff, so I wouldn't disregard anything. But yeah, I wouldn't worry. No. I would just wait until December. If we haven't heard anything either way, then yeah, you can start questioning how big's that actual gap. I mean, Heyman's talking about $100 million. I don't think it's as big as Heyman's saying. If you just do it mathematically, right? Devers wants to be 10 years around $300 million. That's reportedly what he said he wants to be around. What he's reportedly what he wants to be around, and the Red Sox started at 168 last year. I mean, an embarrassingly low number, but reports are coming out from Jansen Pujols and stuff like that. They doubled their offer. That puts him at about $230 million. Now, if that's for 7 years, I mean, that's not exactly what you want, but it's starting to get there. I mean, that's more than $30 million a year, right? That's sort of what you're looking at. In my opinion, I don't know if the Red Sox and Devers are too far off on AAV. I think what they're really far off on is years. So I don't know if they could start to maybe structure it like Julio Rodriguez, where if you get certain accolades and stuff like that, you get a year added on, stuff like that. But I think they're more so apart on years as opposed to actual monetary value. Does that answer your question, Grandstand? A little long-winded, but. Do I think Evaldi will gain his velo back? I don't know, man. An offseason can do a lot of wonders. But he just didn't look like the same pitcher. That's a toss-up. To me, that's 50-50. If he does get his velo back, I wouldn't mind having him back on the Sox. If he can't get his velo back, even though he could still be an effective pitcher, I mean, for years he relied on that velo and that splitter. That's what made him such an effective pitcher, was the fact that he could go so hard with a fastball up and into your hands and then drop a splitter that looks like it's going to be at the bottom of the zone and just eats you at your toes, right? That's what made him such a fantastic pitcher. Heyman will tweet Devers and Xander to the Yankees. Yeah, I was about to say the MLB does have an unwritten rule not to announce in-house moves. Yeah. I couldn't remember if it was fully written down or just an unwritten thing, but I knew that teams like notoriously don't. I forget what podcast I was listening to, but they were talking about why. They were talking about that's why when Alex Rodriguez opted out of his contract during like the 2004 World Series or something, it was such a big deal. Hate clicks are still clicks. Yeah. Yeah. Some people make a living off of hate clicks. I can think of a couple of Red Sox creators that do that. Our only hope is that the Red Sox have embarrassing childhood photos of Devers. I mean, hey, it would work. Are you talking, Gord? Are you talking about Heyman? Am I surprised Arenado opted in with the Cards? No. I mean, he's making what, $32 million a year? Making $32 million a year, maybe could have gotten $3 or $4 million more, but at that point, if you're comfortable with a team, and he's talked about how he always kind of wanted to play for the Cardinals, loves the city, loves the fan base, loves being in St. Louis. I see no reason. Because realistically, he hits the open market, he's probably making at most $35 million a year. You might be right, Grandstand. I did my math completely wrong. Gord, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I know he likes to write negative articles about the Red Sox. He never really writes a ton of positive stuff about the Red Sox. I don't know if it's specific trolling, but I know he likes when the Red Sox have negatives. Like, he's always one of the first people to put out a report about negative stuff. Can Rodon get a qualifying offer? I don't think so. I don't think Rodon can get a qualifying offer. Let me look. I think he got a qualifying offer from the White Sox, if I remember correctly. Let me see. Oh, they didn't. No, they didn't extend it. So I guess that means, yeah, he can. Yeah, it doesn't say if he got the I mean, obviously he hasn't gotten the qualifying offer this year, but double is 338. grandstand, which does make that actually more interesting because maybe they were doing. I need to look at the tweets again. Hold on. Let me see if it was more than double. Because now that's sounding ridiculous. It was significantly more was I think the exact phrasing. I saw a double somewhere, not as reliable of a source. Substantially improved offer was made versus the previous one spring training. Okay. Yeah, from what I remember, actually, the double stuff wasn't exactly a source that I would put my bet on. So we're gonna say a significantly improved offer grandstand instead of a double. Um, Either way, right? You're still looking probably in that 210 to 220 range for 7 years. You're still looking at 30 plus million a year. It's still, in my opinion, regardless of whether or not it is, they truly did double their offer, and now they're sitting at whatever it is. Um, I think it still makes sense that the years is what is throwing it off. Verlander has as a 1 year, 25 million option. He probably opts out of. Where do you see him going? Um, I would say back to the Astros. I also think there are going to be a couple teams sneaky in on a lot of free agent pitchers. I think it's going to be the Texas Rangers. I think it's going to be the Baltimore Orioles, right? They've been dormant for a while. The Rangers made a lot of big moves last season. They just brought in a new coach that specializes in pitching and stuff like that. I think they make a big move for a big pitcher, and if it's not one of those two not going hard after DeGrom, I could see Verlander end up on one of those two teams as sort of a wild card. I can see a lot of these pitchers getting pretty decent offers from these guys. They're plus they're two teams that genuinely do want to compete. It's not people who are sort of, I don't know what a better word for it is, but dancing around being competitive so you don't have to super pay people and stuff like that. I genuinely think that the Rangers and the Orioles are going to try and get in to contention next year, or at least put themselves in a position where they're in contention the next couple of years. Do I think Kershaw has? Do I think Kershaw is a Dodger for life? Yeah, I don't think he goes anywhere else. I honestly, if he doesn't get an offer from the Dodgers, I could see him just retiring. Just see you later. Like, I mean, at that point in your career, do you want to go any? Like, do you want to do 1 year of? Would you want to do 1 year if you're Clayton Kershaw and you did what? You've done like 10 years or something with the Dodgers. Would you want to do 1 year before you retire with, I don't know, the Tigers? I personally wouldn't. I'd be like, you know what? That's fine. I made my money. I did what I had to do. I got my ring. Yeah, it's been more. It's been 13 years, 14 years with the Dodgers. Technically 15 if you count the 2018 season too. Um, Now 3 Cy Youngs, a World Series. Um, Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if next year's Clayton Kershaw's last year. I mean, him being 35 isn't crazy, right? But he was good last year. I think he's good enough. The Dodgers give him another contract next year, and then I think that's it. Are you talking about Al Leiter Jr., Trevor? It's gonna be a lot to get Al Leiter. He's with the am I thinking Mark Leiter? No, who's the it is Al Leiter Jr., right? I thought it was. Maybe it's Mark Leiter Jr. Jack Leiter. Thank you. Thank you. Yep, I'm an idiot. Oops. Sorry. Sorry. Trevor, you talking Mark Leiter Jr. Or you talking Jack Leiter? I think either way, it's going to be a lot of money. Oh, they're cousins. I didn't know that. I think either way, I don't think either of them are going to trade, whether it be Mark Leiter Jr. or Jack Leiter. Because Jack Leiter's with the Rangers, who again I was talking about, they just have an abysmal bullpen, um, and then or abysmal pitching staff in general. Okay, so you are talking about Jack. Yeah, I don't think the Texas Rangers are gonna move away from any major pitching prospects like Jack Leiter. Unless the only way I could see them letting go of Jack Leiter is if you give them an ace, a bona fide, not bona fide, but a MLB ready ace pitcher right now. Um, so in my opinion, if the Red Sox want to get him, you're probably giving up Brian Bayo, or Maeda, one of the guys who could be a starter in the major leagues right now. And then you probably have to add in a couple more prospects as well. And that's just off the top of my head. I haven't done the actual math or anything, but that's just my opinion, because if you're looking at it from the angle of the Texas Rangers, right? This guy was an absolute stud in college. 1.72 ERA, 2.13 ERA in college, like disgusting numbers. And then a little bit of bumpy start to his major career, which in Double A at a 5.54 ERA. But either way, I think he just has too much promise for a team that is trying to be competitive for years to come. When everyone thought Kamar Rocker was coming to the Red Sox, would have been nice. I'll have to check that out, Eric. Yeah, I'd love a comprehensive list of who can get a draft pick. I hate the qualify. Oops, sorry. Check. Okay. Um. All right. Let me see if I can. Xander, Wilson Contreras, Aaron Judge, obviously, Brandon Nimmo, Dansby Swanson, Trey Turner, um, Mitch Haniger, JD probably won't. Jurickson Profar probably won't. Rizzo probably will, I would assume. Um, I wish they had like a list of people eligible. Why don't they have that? They would lose one of the two. They wouldn't lose both. I was looking into that too, Eric. Um, what is going on with my microphone? Hold on, chap. Well, as long as you guys can still hear me, whatever. Yeah, you lose. It depends on the team he ends up going to. If they're above a certain amount of money, you get a fourth round pick, and if you're below a certain amount of money, you get a second round pick. You don't give away both. Um, yeah, you don't give away both second and fourth round pick. It just depends on what the team's salary looks like at that time, I believe. Because if it was a second and fourth round pick, I mean, you're extending a qualifying offer to anybody, and you're not signing a single person. That'd be insane. You would just destroy your. You would be able to sign like one person a year, and you would probably lose the draft pick. And you would extend it to everybody because obviously, who's not gonna want to? Who's not gonna want to pay, or who's not gonna want to have a second and fourth round draft pick? It's insane. No, it can't be that. Let us double check. This is insane, chat. No, I don't think they'll trade Bayo either. Okay. If the team that loses the free agent is a revenue sharing recipient, which the Red Sox are not, based on its revenues and market size, then the selection, if and only if the lost player signs for at least $50 million, will be awarded a pick between the first round and competitive balance round A of the 2022 MLB draft. If the player signs for less than $50 million, the compensation pick for those teams would come after the competitive balance round B, which follows the second round. The following 13 current qualify the the following 13 teams currently qualify for these picks. The Brewers, Cleveland, Diamondbacks, Mariners, Marlins, Orioles, Pirates, Rays, Reds, Rockies, Royals, Tigers, and Twins. If the team that loses a player does not receive revenue sharing and did not receive the luxury tax and did not exceed the luxury tax threshold the previous season, its compensatory pick will come after competitive balance round B. The value of the player's contract doesn't matter in this case. Ay, ay, ay. I think that I think that just confused me more. Do you have an article about this, Griffin? Is it on Bleacher Report? Send me the link. I'll read it. 'Cause I think Bayo's worth a lot trade value wise. What he showed at the end of the year, I think for sure. I can't believe the ad. All right, well, send it to me, Griffin. All right, I forgot chat was delayed a little bit with this new setup. My bad. I wonder if there's a way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm lost. 100% Gord. I think Bayo's untouchable right now. Genuinely. I think the Red Sox are very high on what Bayo can do. I would be shocked if the Red Sox decide to trade Brian Bayo. I was supposed to chat. I was gonna get off at 11. But the fact that there's a no hitter right now, could I please explain the qualifying offer using puppets? Um, could I? I don't know if I can do this. Yeah, you're gonna have to give me a second, Jack. I'm trying to wrap my head around what the hell this all means. So I think if you're one of the 13 teams in the revenue sharing, you get the second round pick. But if you're one of the 15 teams in the other category, you get a fourth round pick. Bogarts will 1,000,000% get a qualifying offer for sure. For sure, yes. I'm tweeting out the link chat. I'm gonna say, not gonna say anything. Oh man, we lost a subscriber. Anyways, wow. Discourages big teams feeding off the small markets. Yeah, but it also promotes. Yeah, I guess you're right. Nah, that's not more of a reason to wave goodbye. If anything, that's more of a reason to stay. Why would you? I'm not arguing with you about this, Eric. Why is Boston trending right now? That's usually never good. Why wouldn't Bogey get a qualifying offer? Yeah, okay. So it's either second, third, or fourth. That's what I thought. I'm perfectly fine with giving up draft picks, I'm gonna be honest with you. 8 years, 240. I don't think it'll be 8 years, 240. Is that 30 mil a year? No, 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 no. I could see the Red Sox locking him up for 6 years. The problem is I don't know what Xander wants to do here. Like obviously Xander wants the longer term contract, but if they're like, hey, we'll give you 32 million a year for 6 years, I'm taking that. Math lesson required. 8 years for 240 is 30 million a year. 8 times 3 is. Yeah. What are we talking about here? Look what happened with Story. Sox got rid of a second round comp and the Colorado received one. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. So we lost a second round pick, but you said the comp. So did we already get a second round pick from another qualifying offer? You to think about it? Yeah. Yeah, that took me a little bit. But I got there. I wanted to make 30 came to my mind right away, but I was like, I don't know about that. And then just wanted to double check mostly. Oh, it's gonna be a brutal morning tomorrow, chat. We're talking about Jose Abreu coming to the Red Sox and what my thoughts are on it. But I gotta get up early and do it before work. But something special is happening here in Philadelphia. So, what do you think, Chad? If it's combined, do you still think it's cool? Like, I still think it's cool, even if it's combined. A second round is worth about 6 what? About 6 mil? Again, dude, if giving up a second round picks get you guys like Trevor Story, I'm fine with it. We had 3 comp picks last year. Interesting. So hypothetically, right, if you are, say, the Pirates, yeah, a second round pick's worth about $6 million. Very nice, but not the same level of achievement. Yeah. Still pretty cool, though. A World Series will be the first one. No, I don't think it's as cool either. But because it's a World Series, it's definitely a little bit more cool. If you're a Philly fan right now, are you leaving? I don't think I'm leaving. Actually, I know I'm not leaving. Hell no. I wonder how much it costs to sit behind the plate at a World Series game. Like, I'm sure you can't buy it now, right? I'm just curious. What's this? This is game 4? Let's see. Lifestyle, alliteration of famous. Got to be 20K plus. That's my thoughts too. It has to be. Standing room is 1K. Yeah, I'm looking at that. 75, 750 for tomorrow. It's about $755. But I did game time, which was stupid. I should have done like StubHub or something where I can choose. You have to be a big shot YouTuber. Yeah, I'm not planning on sitting behind it. Maybe one day I'll throw literally my entire life savings at it. I just want one singular ticket. Okay. Right behind the plate is $17,000. $17,000. The rooftop bleachers are $1,007. The cheapest ticket's $832. I wonder what it'll be if the Astros win. Oh no. Okay. If the Astros win tomorrow and they're up by 3, how much do you think tickets at Minute Maid are going to be? Huge momentum swing from last night to tonight. Yeah. You sat behind the plate at a World Series, Griffin. I don't want to be behind. I sat behind the plate for Roger Clemens' last game at Fenway Park, and God, people were pretentious, man. I went with my mom, and she was getting yelled at for cheering. It was crazy. It was crazy. Seats were fantastic, but it was nuts. But yeah, Amen. It does feel just like that, man. It feels just like that. I like being in the I love being in the bleachers. which is kind of ridiculous to say, but the atmosphere, actually not the bleachers at Fenway, the grandstand at Fenway. I love the atmosphere on the first baseline grandstand. Oh, fantastic. But I agree, Eamon. It does feel like Eamon. I still need to get used to that. I called you Emon for 6 months before you corrected me. It's gonna take a little bit. Turns out the Astros are hard to kill off. Yeah, they're like a cockroach, huh? It takes 3 games for the Astros to set up their new sign stealing technology. Courtney, welcome in. I am sorry, I don't really understand what you're saying in that message. Close to the dugout on the base, it feels good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, those are fantastic seats. I'm such like a bleacher creature when I go to games, though, especially if I'm not driving. Yeah, Larson is the only World Series no hitter. Ugh, Bregman, dude, just strike out. I want to see if this happens. Field box 20, row A. Oh, you're living the high life. I'm like a between like sections 9 and like 9 and 13, somewhere in there, a little bit lower. I like being just right under the canopy. Perfect. Night game. Ugh. Let's see how much that it is for tickets to uh, tickets to Minute Maid Park really aren't that expensive. I mean, compared to the other one. Although it's $13,000 to go um to sit behind the plate for the game 5 or game 6. Sorry. Can you buy okay, so now I'm curious. Can you buy Super Bowl tickets already? I am in my mid-20s, Eric. Through 4 games, who's series MVP so far? Um, hmm. I'm probably going. Man, that's a tough question. I mean, yeah, Bryce Harper makes the most, but then again, it feels like when the um, Phillies win, it's like they have home runs from everybody. But just, yeah, I would go Bryce makes sense. Kyle Tucker, 2 home runs, a double tonight, sacrifice fly. Yeah. All right. Let's see, chat. How much? Let's compare. Buy ticket packages? No, I just want a ticket. Oh, it's all sold out. Never mind then. Houston World Series champions, Game 7. I could see it. It's gonna be, yeah. It'll be interesting to see how this series plays out. Kyle Tucker, maybe. Yeah, I like Tucker if the Astros win. If he continues to hit the way he's hitting, yeah. Bet I get carded every time. I used to. Now not really. It is cheaper to go to the Super Bowl. It's pretty expensive though. $50 line. No, it's not. Never mind. It's $22,000 to get good seats at the Super Bowl. It's gonna suck for the Astros until this entire core is gone of Altuve, Bregman. Who else was still on? Who else was still? Gurriel, I think it was on the team in 2017. Jordan definitely wasn't. I'm trying to think. Buy one for you. Wish I could buy one for myself. Crazy. All right, chat. Here we go. Time to dial in. 3 more outs. Who do you go to here? Rylan Presley? Yep. That's exactly who they went to. Do you think Philly right now is cheering for anything but getting no hit? Have they walked anyone? No pressure. Yeah, they did. They walked Bryce Harper at the beginning of the game. Man, they only got 1 walk. They've only been on base 1 time. There's no way, right? This ump's got to have a little bit of a bigger strike zone here. Come on. Montero. Let me see here. Box score. Oh, wait. I can. Let me see if I can get the box score here. Yeah, I can. 2 walks. Yeah, that's right. Schwarber walked too. Oh, no. Brandon Marsh walked. There we go. How cold is it in Philly? I guess they're used to playing in Houston. Everyone on the bench of the Houston Astros has a beanie on. Crazy. It's not that cold there. Yeah, last time was crazy, Courtney. There were a ton of home runs. That's what I was saying earlier. There's such a difference between the way the Astros win games and the way that the Phillies win games. It's crazy. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's what 9-1-2. I mean, they have their probably best players here. Ruthless efficiency. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. They just, oh man, Brandon Marsh, what are we doing, dude? You're trying not to get no hit. That was disgusting. What are you doing? Ew. Brandon Marsh, come on, man. Put it together. He definitely got booed. I don't have my headphones on because I don't feel like listening to it, but he definitely got booed. Ruthless but cheaters. They're so far removed from the cheating scandal, though. Jeremy Pena, Jordan Alvarez. Was Kyle Tucker on the 2017 team? I don't think he was. Like, they're so far removed from it. Yeah, that home run, Jorge Soler home run, quite literally was the last hope for the Houston Astros. That home run was disgusting. No, yeah, Kyle Tucker wasn't on the team yet. I don't know. Oh my God, Presley's gross, huh? Jesus. Yeah, I think one of the reasons they didn't give them like as big of a consequence I think most people would have liked is because I think a lot of other stuff about cheating in baseball would have came out. So take that with a grain of salt, in my opinion. Like if you think about it, right? The history of cheating in baseball is insane. Like there are people who made a living not being great at the game of baseball, but being great at being able to steal signs, figure out what other players' signs were, other teams' signs were. People will sign those guys. They won't say it publicly, but they'll sign those guys. And I'm sure every team that was good or is good definitely cheats in some form or another. Has to. The NFL players definitely cheat too. I mean every league has its own thing. Like the NFL, they aren't very good at testing for steroids. They let a lot of steroid stuff go. They're starting to get better about concussions. They're still letting a decent amount of concussion stuff go. Um, the NBA is just a straight up soap drama at this point. Um, Trying to think. I don't really know much about the NHL. The list of banned substances in football, yeah, it is, but they're not very good about testing for it. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Jack. I mean, it's just how it's been always. This game is so difficult that you always have to find ways to do it. I mean, what was the era where they were doing basically amphetamine? Verlander, McCullers, Bregman, Gurriel, and Altuve. Yeah, that makes sense. Amen. There's just fewer ways to actually cheat in the NFL, which is a big part of it. Seattle Seahawks, yeah. I mean, each professional sports guy is different. Oof, man, you got away with that there. Each sport's just kind of got its different black sheep, I'll say. Something that people don't like to talk about, but everyone does, you know? Although I don't know much about I don't know much about I don't know if hockey's like a very like I don't know what their black sheep is. I would say the NBA in total has the least amount of black sheep. But again, I don't know anything about excuse me. Kyle Tucker almost dropped that. That would have been a brutal way to kickstart a rally here. Would be kind of cool if the Astros did win. People definitely cheat in hockey. Yeah, of course they do. People cheat in every sport. Oh yeah, of course. Same with the NBA. Yeah, like a. When I think of cheating in the NBA, I think of like Lance Stevenson. I think of like remember when he was like blowing. All right, come on. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. The second no hitter in World Series history. Crazy. That's just what Red Seat Radio does, chat. That's what this Red Seat community does. We come in, we make history. Now, I'm a little delayed right now, which is all right. But we did it, chat. Let me think. It was fantastic to be back, guys. We witnessed history. It's so fun talking to you guys about baseball, about life, about Red Sox. I miss these live streams so much. Special shout out to Tyler for being the one who donated the 100 Trevor, excuse me. Oh my god, I can't believe I got the name wrong. Trevor, thank you so much for your donation. That means a whole lot to me. If you guys haven't yet, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We're going to try and go live periodically throughout November. I don't have a set schedule yet. I'm going to try and figure that out. Jack, special thanks to you too for helping with all the spammers and stuff like that. Griffin, thank you for all the info. All of you guys, thank you. But yeah, we're going to try and periodically go live this off season. Sometimes we'll try and do when big news happens or when big meetings take place, like winter meetings might be a decent one. And finally, I don't know. If you like the hat, be sure to grab one of those too. They are on sale right now, 20% off. The link should be right below this video, so take a look at that. Thank you, everyone. And I will see you. Well, actually, hold on. Let's do this. I'm so bad at ending these things. But thank you all, and I will see you all in the red seat.